Did I fix it? There we go. Howdy. I hope you're well. We're a stream today. I got a stuffy. We're good. We're rolling. We got our shit together. I feel like I forgot something. I did. God damn it. Here we go. Hold on. There, it's busy enough that no one can get bored. And it's way tighter than iDubbbz's fucking, like, you know, starting soon screen. So, you know, you can fight me on this. I stand my ground. It's way cooler than iDubbbz's starting soon screen. Heck, I'm even gonna be mindful and put you on a different track. Oasis. Stellar Blade's a good game. It's one hell of a good game. Anybody who disagrees needs to learn that they're wrong, and they probably have bad takes. Okay, BRB, 1 sec. 1 tiny second, my dudes. But just an instant. All I need to do is quickly grab some shit and BRB so fucking fast. Probably stop staring at VS Code. Oh my gosh, you would hate me today. But you're gonna choose not to, so that's dope, thanks. I think it's the best starting soon screen. Besides, I'll only be like a minute. It should be busy enough, visually. Here, I can make it more busy. 1 second. I got you, fam. Let me make it more busy for you. There you go. Now my screen is super busy, so I can BRB really fast. Again, totally sorry. Adore you all. Hope you're well. Thank you for tolerating my undeserved ass. I think you rock just because you breathe. And for me, you breathing was always good enough. Now, what in the fuck is up with my... Oh, I saved the fucking settings in, I'm sorry. I got it. Sorry. I should have noticed that I was like quieter than usual, but because I hear myself in a monitor like one should. As one should, I do, right? But problem is, I did an ignorant bitch thing. It happens. We move. We will live. With time, all things pass. Including my ignorant bitchitude. Hold on, I'm like moving fucking OBS shit now. And I'm moving VS Code too now, I guess. Whatever. Dope. Alright, tight. It's manageable. I can see stuff now. Alright, okay. BRB, thank you for tolerating me. Sorry for the quick thing. Again, I swear this is way faster, way tighter than iDubbbz's starting soon screen. So, head pats to me, head pats to me. Damn right, brother. Damn fucking right. Okay, 1 sec. Don't get lost. But if you do get lost, please bring me some Barnum animal crackers, please. I love those little buggers. They're delicious. Thank you. Obscured ass hook. I was getting non-sparkly water, but the sound of the water made me have to tinkle, so now I'll double BRB. Okay, totally back. Sorry. I know I suck. Worst streamer ever. I washed my hair twice yesterday. Not that anybody should care, but it felt cozy, so I did it. Alright, dope. It really is the best starting soon ever. I'm getting it ready again so I can like save my timestamps in Python. I need to install a virtual environment for it. We might do that during the stream. I don't fucking know. I'm not planning on it. I wanted not sparkly water, but I already have sparkly water, in case you were curious about why I can't get my shit together. Because I half had it together, but I just wanted more. I wanted more. I wanted more. I just always wanted more. I'm setting my timer. Hold on. Why am I setting my timer, you ask? Well, no one asked, but, you know, that's probably for the better. Because I can. I want to. Oh, YouTube folks. Live chat, not top chat. That means I can have the socialstream.ninja thing back in there. Sick. Okay, that's dope. Live chat, not top chat. Live chat censors the people. Top chat's where it's at. Alright, cool beans. Hi.
Gucci marks generated this shit.
I know I'm moving stuff, hold on.
Shot my dog, I can't stop. Yeah. Shot my dog until she drops. 2,000 volts straight in her top. Cause my dog can't stay in her spot. Yeah. Got this remote on me like in my glove. If Kaya tried to move, she out of love. She better know I don't give a fuck.
So howdy. It's a banger. I don't know what to tell you.
Gotta stay in that little place for 8 hours.
It goes hard.
She getting up, I can't allow her.
Hold on, I'm checking shit.
I got the power. I'm in my electric ivory tower.
Do you want to play Fortnite at the start? We probably want to play Fortnite at the start, don't we? Oh, that's dope. What kind? I'm such a big fan of AHJBAJ. Frozen camera. Unfroze. I appreciate you.
Don't you know how much money I spent?
This is some shit.
I got the most expensive breed.
Gucci marks.
You know that's the one I need. That stupid dog is so spoiled. Yeah, one more time
It
she getting bored.
awkwardly goes hard as fuck.
Moving with my dog to China. I'll eat her up goodbye to Kaya.
It's AI generated Hasan being kind of a baller. Like that outfit goes really well on him. Okay, it goes so well. I need to like backdate a timestamp now. 0008, let's 07. 00, I guess? Bruh. So, hi, what are you doing? What you up to? How's your day been? What you been doing? Only if you have the power to prevent forest fires. Only you have the power to prevent forest fires, rather. No, I don't. Actually, I have the power to start them or stop them. Actually, my little weak bitch bird arms can't probably stop one either. But I can start one. It takes a lot less effort to start than stop. I don't know because I don't plan on setting anything alight. And if I did, I would tell no one. What the fuck is this? Do you know about that one, before I even do this, do you know about that one song? It's by Clutch. 1000111001. Boom. Ya bitch knows. Okay, my camera keeps freezing. Let me check the pins in the back. Hold on. Okie dokie, maybe. So this, I love Clutch. Oh, we're gonna get DMCA'd so hard if I crank this, aren't we? It's on Clutch Official. It's owned by another company. Yeah, they're gonna eat me. I'm gonna give you this so they don't murder me. Shout the fuck out to Clutch. 10 out of 10 if I ever heard one who had deserved a win. What I mean, I'm not gonna do it. They're gonna fucking kill me. They're gonna murk me. They're gonna murk me. They're gonna fucking kill me. Just for that, they're gonna come and murder me in my house. Where I stand. They're not gonna let me get away with that. They're mean. You think they're gonna love me? No, they're gonna fucking come into my house and do unhinged shit to my forehead. Wait, this thing works. It's my platform, baby. Come stream on Twitch. I like 'em crazy. Get Danny fucking rich. Girls don't be lazy. Put some energy. OBS, WS Python. Strip down, shawty lose the fit. And Danny 60, but still want some off that drip. Don't wear the safety. Twitch con, young, wild and free. These baddies chase me, but don't bring security. Most of these people are actually Martians? Wait. And Venezuelans are party animals, Jupiterians are the nerds. I'm broken. That broke me and I appreciate it. Respect. Please stay closed. You know, it goes pretty hard. For some bullshit, it goes hard as fuck. Bruh. Bruh. I'm glad they got banned. Chill out, cool off a bit, see you in the next one. Gucci marks generated the shit. What a champion. What a fucking champion. What a beautiful champion. What a bad bitch. Like, okay, I made the art on it too big, so it's kind of like looking at an eyesore, but I'm not mad about it. I like it. Even though I'm whining about it, I still like it. I'm such a pain in the ass, aren't I? Your photographs can sing too? Dope. A friend and I were talking about some synesthesia type shit last night after stream. Like, they called at like the witching hour. Thank fuck they did, because I couldn't fucking sleep. And like, we talked about some shit. Some shitty shit. Alright, hold up. I need to timestamp stuff manually for the moment. So, y'all know that like the CS fucking Go people have been like really fucked up, right? They've been making a lot of money and now skins are easier to get, knives are easier to get, and that money just evaporated. Now, mind you, one of my bigger gripes about Steam recently, in recent history, has been that they enable kids to gamble and pull it out for a cash alternative called a Steam Deck that they can get with Valve money. So that's like an incentive to do it, but there's also people that have been playing, like, they've been Logan Pauling it, like the Logan Paul Pokemon thing. They've been doing this shit with fucking Counter-Strike. You know, shit's hyped up, there's a fucking inflated ass market, but now shit's easier to get. So if you want to fucking get back into Counter-Strike and get some dope shit, now seems to be the most like beneficial and reasonable time to do so. Because every other time was littered with some bullshit. And I think Pyro's about to run us down this bullshit. Which is, you know, totally fine. Totally fucking fine.
5 regular
Y'all ready for this?
covered items can be exchanged for 1 regular knife item.
Bang! That's nice! What?
1.5 million to... Boom!
Beds are going for 16 times the amount.
You're looking at your inventory value. Just know you're loved, and it's okay.
You've heard the news. The CSGO market has completely and utterly flatlined. This has affected everyone.
Sorry, I'm a loser. I got you. I got you at the start of it. I got the audio thing. I just noticed. I'm really bad at life.
CSGO market has
Know
completely...
you're loved, and it's okay.
You've heard the news. The CSGO market has completely and utterly flatlined. This has affected everyone, including me. And don't worry, a little bit later into the video, I will show you how I've been absolutely financially ruined by these changes. Now, if you haven't checked your CSGO inventory right now on Steam, you probably don't want to.
$58K 2 days ago. Now we make a shake. Let's see, guys. 58K. Ah!
Valve has introduced one of the worst updates imaginable, which has basically turned the CSGO market subreddit into a hotline. That isn't even a joke, by the way. There are multiple posts on the subreddit linking actual hotlines for people to contact, because for some people, this has absolutely ruined them.
So then, when your butterfly knife or your M9 gamma doppler go down $3,000 overnight, and you're stuck in the middle of the woods because it's the one time you go out the whole year, and you can't sell, it's fine. It is what it is.
So Valve, you know, it's a company that we love. They can't count to 3, and they'll never fix Team Fortress 2. But we could live with that because CSGO was mostly untouched. That was until they added the ability to trade 5 covert or red quality items into 1 knife or a pair of gloves.
A lot of people messaged me, and were like, yo, look at this. What is this? They were saying knife trade-ups. And I laughed it off, thinking, yo, this is another April Fool's. I checked the date. It was in April. GG.
Now, to the average person that doesn't have their life savings on CS, it doesn't really seem to be much of a problem. You know, you trade 5 less rare items into 1 better item. I mean, that's a win-win for everyone, right? Well, this actually caused the CSGO market to lose $2 billion instantly overnight. That is an insane amount of money, and this has also had like a ripple effect as well to items that you couldn't even get in the first place, because everyone is basically like mass panic selling their items now. Now, before that, the market was actually doing pretty well, averaging between around $4 to $5 billion. Now, I don't like to speak positively about Americans in any way, but if you're American, you kind of benefited because you found out first. So there was a chance that you managed to get in quick and then sell all your items before the mass majority of people, like the Euro pause and the Russian pause, realized what was happening, especially for the Euro pause, because while this market crash was happening...
The Euro pause? Bruh. Be nice to the homies. Sorry, I'm still fucking dead. That is fucking bananas. I mean, you know, I didn't expect anything else. I'm just fucking laughing my ass off. Because Euro pores. Again, if you're from Europe, I'm not trying to call you a Euro poor myself. Motherfucker did though. So y'all should probably scrap with him, not me. I'm adorable and you shouldn't fuck with me. Well, please, at least, maybe. You can if you want to, but that would be really rude.
Most of them that weren't absolute degenerates, they were asleep, blissfully unaware that they were probably losing thousands of dollars. Now, I said that they lost $2 billion, which is quite a lot of money if you don't get a raid sponsorship, but that was only the beginning. Again, I'm not a fortune teller. Valve could possibly go back on their word. Although at this point, you've probably got a higher chance that they update the Xbox 360 version of Team Fortress 2. But honestly, I now expect the market to free fall even more than the $2 billion that were lost. So Valve, which again has one of the smallest employee counts of any kind of big video game company and also has one of the highest paying per employee, they did a rug pull. They rug pulled all of us. But don't worry, guys. This was all a huge ploy to get you to move over to
Not based? / based question mark?
Deadlock. Please play Deadlock, guys. I mean, if they tried to even add like a market to Deadlock, I feel it would just completely fall flat because how like fucked over people feel now. Now, this isn't the only reason for the market crashing. There have been like some other reasons kind of stewing in the background as well. I mean, take the update of the dodgy mortgage banks that were selling houses, and that eventually caused the 2008 financial crash. Players did point out in the past that there was this bubble that was eventually going to burst, mostly because rare items would continuously continuously rise in price, which, as you would expect, that price cannot rise forever, and eventually it's going to pop, bringing everyone back down to earth. I mean, the market was already becoming more saturated. There was always new cases, new skins being released. And on top of this as well, people have pointed out that a lot of investors have actually been using CSGO, of all places, as a safe way to keep their investment money in. And just to show that there's a knock-on effect and it isn't literally just gloves and knives. I mean, this skin here, you know, it was, I mean, usually around £155. Now it's dropped to...
When the fuck did this start? When the fuck did fucking RM-F start working on wind or just RM work on wind blows? Yo, that's bananas, bro. That is straight up fucking wonky, brother. That is some shit, my guy. That is fucking out of this fucking world, bro. Okay, so it's taking so long because it's on remote storage. I should probably copy this locally and do a VN there. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I don't give a fuck.
£90. And then you've got other skins like this org. It's worth £700. But I mean, that wasn't really affected too much. They knocked like, you know, 100 quid off it. But that could just be like a random trade variation, because this is like an item that is basically barely ever sold, like, you know, compared to stuff that's traded, you know, multiple times a day. And then you've got the knives. Okay, I get it. Look, I have a poor man's inventory. You know, these are the most like dog standard knives imaginable, but you can just see here how it goes down constantly. Like, it used to be worth, I'd say, about £100, and now it's dropped down to about £30. And it even says that like 10 of them were sold in the past 24 hours. And then this butterfly knife I've got, I mean, you know, started at like 300, and then 8 have been sold in the last 24 hours. Yep, there we go. It goes straight from 800 to 300. That's like less than half of its value. That is insane. I mean, this galil I had as well, I've no idea why it started at £100. I don't know, furries or something, I guess. But even here, you know, like...
Sorry, what the fuck was that skin? Oh, I agree.
Basically a couple of days ago it was worth 200, and now it's being sold for £78. So again, less than half of its value. And then you also have the reverse cope, where prices for other skins are somehow still going up. Like this P90 Asimov I've been sitting on for like, you know, 7 years or something. People are actually still selling that now, and it's just going up in value. It's ridiculous. These shadow daggers I have as well, you know, they were worth consistently about 100 to 140, and now it's just like 60 quid. It again, it's still worth something. Okay, ignore the name. I don't know who. I think someone gifted me that. Ignore the name on that. I mean, here I've got this like stat track Mac 10 neon, but you can even see here people are just like panic buying and selling it because they don't know what's going to happen to the market next. Like 27 of these were sold in the last 24 hours. Now, people have actually had like game theories, or more like schizo theories, that Valve has actually been doing a little bit of market manipulation for their own benefit. And this isn't the first time that Valve have been accused of stuff like this in the past. I mean, if you remember back in 2024, Valve was actually accused of ripping off players by jacking up the price of Steam games so they could take a larger cut. And that's because Steam pretty much entirely dominates the PC market, and also because of this weird brand loyalty that people have. I know I'm incredibly guilty of that. I remember, like, for example, when Far Cry 6 came out, or like when the Outer Worlds came out, they came out onto Epic first. I bought it. I didn't enjoy it because I didn't get the Steam achievement pop-up. I know I'm mentally ill. And then I almost double dipped when it came out onto Steam like a year later. Haven't finished.
I almost did that with Death Stranding because I got it for free on Epic. And I was like, I kind of love this game though. I mean, I kind of really do. I ended up not getting another copy of it because I realized that I'm a reasonable fucking person who doesn't want to give in to like impulse all the time. We'll see how well that works. Dope. I don't have to type it again. Oh my gosh. Yes. Woot. Oh, that's so fun. Yay. Said this fucking morose looking bitch with a smile on her face.
Either of those games, by the way. Unfortunately, they were both painfully mid, despite the fact that I gave Ubisoft and Obsidian money twice. Now, the
Let's play fucking Fork Knife while we wait for Homie to get here for, like, lovely Sekiro. Okay, dope. Let's go. Let's do.
CSGO Market subreddit has actually pointed out that a really suspicious amount of people have pumped their money into buying reds and stuff that would usually be like pretty low value items 15 days before the patch came out. Now, reds are obviously pretty good because you can then trade them for golds. But why would they do that if they didn't actually know about the update? And it caused some people to again believe that there was some huge insider trading ring going on between Valve and some high spenders in the market. So they were like basically warned before the changes took hold.
Can you look at their changes before they publish them? This is going to be bananas. Valve proposed update, study sports. Oh, it looks like they might have released this. Hold on. When did they do this? Official matchmaking server. Wait for me. No, I'll give you thinking music. How's that? Probably not good, but you're gonna take it. You'll take it and smile. God damn it. Valve developer site. Could I get it here? Where could I have gone to see this if I weren't gonna be a waiter? Where the fuck would I have looked? These are the old ones. Let me turn down fork knife. No. Okay. Page match titles, nice. Branch. That sounds about closer. Alright, hold up. Branch. Okay. Blog.counterstrike.net. What? It's archived, but I don't believe it. That's wild. Can I go there? Can I go to there still? Oh shit. Hey brother, what you doing? Updates, community. Discussion? Oh, this is fucking useless right now. If no one knew, I don't think it's that one. Discussions, hub, artwork, videos, workshops, news? Maybe? Bitches. Petition versus new update. They scammed us. We want our old Counter-Strike back. I feel like there's a place Valve proposed this change. I feel like it's going to be harder to find because people are bitching. But I feel like they would have talked about this ahead of time. Because of how they generally work. And if they didn't, I'll be flabbergasted. And that's fine. You just betrayed your investors. Predictions on the skin reset. Betrayed. Pity. Betrayed. No one got scammed. People just don't really want to admit they gambled. Valid. But do you link it? Maybe? Anything? Any resources? Upcoming changes. Upcoming changes. Upcoming changes. Discussions, rules, and guidelines. Rule number 1. You must cuss in uppercase. Rule number 2. There is no rule number 2. Rule number 3. You don't talk about rule number 1. Dope. Friends enforcement. Okay, cooldown, content removal. Dope. Upcoming weapon changes. 2014. July. Leaked info. Upcoming features. I don't believe it. Rumor has it I was planning some game changes in 2025. Here's a sneak peek. Armor regen, sprint, gas mask, deployable turbines, flashlights. Original source, Riot Games. Okay. Change them. Can I sort by date? Because this is probably fucking time. There we go. Everyone's not on the newest update. The resolution changes, suggestions, nope. Leaked info, upcoming from the 1st of July again. VAC, upcoming changes. Sorry, I'm like lost in this right now. I just like, Homie's probably gonna say if it could have been found or not. And I'm gonna be just glad to have a resource, you know? Because I'm that kind of gal. I just like learning stuff and having resources to go shove shit in my brain. To be fair, but like, I'm just like blown the fuck away.
So they could benefit the most. There's actually images floating around as well, of Chinese inventories with huge numbers of red skins, and they're now a very good asset to own. But 2 weeks ago, it would be pretty mid to have that in your inventory. So if you are completely lost at this point, don't worry. I had to do loads of research for this, which was like opening 5 tabs on Google. But again, it comes to cosmetics, right? Like every game has cosmetics. Overwatch, sorry for the people that still play that, by the way. Rainbow Six Siege and CSGO, they have this kind of loot box type system. These cases can be earned through playing games. You can buy them off the market. And you can also get them from ranking up. Now, cases can vary, but for the majority of them, they are dirt cheap. Like, I'm talking literal pennies or cents. But that's not the issue. You need a key to open them, and the keys are always consistently the same price. Usually somewhere between £5 and £6. Now, for the cases, you can get skins, and they're obviously ranked by rarity. White being the most common. And then you've got light blue, blue, purple, pink, red, and then gold being, you know, the most valuable. I'm sure you've seen many people opening cases and they do the soy face when they get a gold knife.
Gold, 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 gold. Oh, I fainted! Please!
Now, the usual...
Like, I wonder if you could have viewed it before the absolute release. I doubt it, but I wonder if you could have. I don't believe so. But I wonder if you could have viewed it before it dropped on the server. And by, if so, which again, I'm not sure of and I'm kind of doubtful of, by how long? Because you can see the, like, depot changes, right? You can see what changes initially. Like, and so you'll know some file changes that might be relevant, but it looks like it's all encoded heavily. Because here's a public branch, right? Can I view Steam Depot private branches? Or at least, like, is there an unlisted litany of other ones? Mayhaps? Okay. Add free Steam data from everywhere since 2012. Support Steam DB. Donate or continue. I'll donate your mother. Could you have gotten it from, like, either edition, possibly? I wonder. Let's see. Depots? Oh, I'm dumb. Lol. Lol kakwa. Lol kakwa. Lol. 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 El rip bozo. Bad streamer. Can't read. Bad streamer. Loser. Lamer. Hack. 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. 7 yesterday, 2 days ago. Okay, there we go. Time bumped up. Build. Okay. Changed files. There are no official patch notes here in the last 12 depots. Yeah, no shit, bro. Eat dicks. Better put some patch notes in there. I'm gonna fucking write your mom and be like, these bitches, they don't put patch notes in. There's a beta common that got dropped. Huh. I wonder. Beta common 2025, I guess? Lol what? Lol what? Lol what? Am I, like, looking at the wrong one? Am I dumb? Am I having a dumb person moment? Go. Counter-Strike 2 is go. Okay, cool. I was, like, questioning life. Alright, dope. I haven't played Counter-Strike in so long. But it looks like, so you can view the file system changes that are proposed in the depot, and you can download from any depot that's public, or you have access to.
Method is the higher the color rarity, the more expensive it is. There are obviously some exceptions here, like, for example, you know, Dragon Lore, or, you know, the 7 people that still care about the Asimov skins. I mean, the Dragon Lore, for example, despite it being red, it was only available in the first set of cases that were dropped. Meaning, technically, its rarity is actually a lot higher than you getting a gold on anything else. And then on top of that as well, you've got durability. So there's basically 2 tiers to this now. Obviously, it's a cosmetic. It's got no effect on the gun whatsoever. It's basically just how the skin will look. You've obviously got factory new, which is the one that you want. It looks very nice, and you get the full decal. And then you get battle scarred, which just looks like a complete piece of why did I bother with this? And then on top of this as well, there's another value, which is a string of numbers called the float value. So there's a lot of avenues for people to try to basically jack up the prices to make profit. There are definitely people that make their living off just doing trades on CSGO. I mean, if you're still not following...
I can't believe they named Go back into fucking Counter-Strike 2. First off, Counter-Strike Source was the best, and everything else is fucking mid.
Hello, Pokemon. Okay, I'll do a Pokemon comparison. It's like, you know, the equivalent between like a PSA 8 and then a PSA 10. But obviously, you'll never get a PSA 10. You'll always get a 9.5 because they don't know how the printing machines work at the factory. The rarer the card is, the more expensive it's going to be. And then obviously, Steam hosts this with the marketplace. And also keep in mind, Valve did an amazing job, you know, trying to dodge any kind of claims that they were gambling, how this was gambling. I mean, it is gambling, come on. But Valve classified them as legal.
Okay, hold on. Wait. Nah, brah. Nah, brah. Hold the fuck up. Okay, so this is fairly old. These are the recentish ones. You don't have a selective opt-in for anything in particular. Right? I mean, no, wait, no. Holy shit. But you can you can at least backport yourself to any non-mainline branch right now, right? Public. These are just the public branches, right? Okay, dope. So we can look at them here, but they're also here. I wonder. This is the public branch. 1.4 is 1.1.7. All right, dope. And they don't drop them early, you'd presume. You can hard set yourself at the current branch. Nice. Weird.
Legal goods. Obviously, that won't stop you from going onto a third-party site and gambling the skins on there. But that's one of the reasons, apart from Russians, why CSGO is incredibly successful. Because
I just had to dig. Sorry, I couldn't turn up anything more concrete or useful, but I did really need to know if it was like available to see the public branches, or sorry, if they would have posted a beta to public. Now, if they posted a beta to public and they removed it, I don't know, but I presume there are people that constantly scrape that or look for artifacts somewhere. And so I'm not trying to like buy into the like insider trading with like Valve thing immediately. I'm looking for like alternatives that might make sense. So access to the beta, ability to view the proposed manifest that would have been possibly closed. Someone might have a beta key, honestly. That's like the big one that comes to mind is like someone may legit have like a beta key for the game and they can look at the manifest privately. They can use the depot downloader. They can look at all of the fucking changes proposed, and they would have been able to do that depending on their fucking release cadence and how long they fucking take between like testing and like deployment. Also, I don't know if they let fucking random members of the player base like have access to that shit. So I don't know. I'm just like, bro, my GitHub repos are private for a reason. I will push them to public when they are done.
If you play your
Currently, I'm fighting some cores bullshit.
That's right, you can actually make a profit. You can't do that in Valorant or Overwatch. You get the skins, there's no market to trade them or anything like that. And if there was, I haven't heard about it, and it's probably a lot more niche compared to CSGO. I mean, if you spend hundreds on CSGO cases, and then maybe one day you get a gold, you could actually sell it and then make all your money back and do the exact same thing again. But now with the ability to trade reds to get a gold, you can easily see how this system of rarity has just completely collapsed overnight. Golds aren't rare anymore. That's why they don't have as much value, meaning people's skins aren't as valuable and then they lose their price. Now, all of this comes as a surprise because, you know, it seemed like the CSGO market was doing pretty good for itself. I mean, there's even a clip of me on a recent stream basically getting told by my content manager to check my Steam inventory because apparently it spiked and I made like $6 grand profit or something like that. What the is that my CSGO inventory? Okay, that's the wrong thing.
Fixing it.
Nearly had an incident there, nearly. What do I have?
What do you have?
It's definitely some knife that no one cared about.
You've got a poisonality.
And then some oil baron just bought like all of the stock. Well, this seems to be in a large part because of the Chinese users pretty much manipulating the entire market. I mean, there are lots of pump groups within China, and they basically just throw money into anything, artificially inflating the prices. Are we gonna?
That just fucking like buzzed the tower of my brain.
Officially inflating the prices, and they basically just throw money into.
Yeah, no,
are we
not
gonna
again.
are we gonna make a joke about that? Are we? No, we're better than that. Come on,
Buzz the tower,
grow
please.
up. But because they do that, they push the total market value higher and higher, and this gave the illusion that a lot of players that the market was healthy. It's growing. I mean, the graph is going up. The items that I have are becoming more expensive. Or the Sand Dune P250s went from 45 pence to 46 pence. What's not to love? Now, to find a definitive reason of why Chinese players are doing this is a bit difficult, mostly because it's a lot of decentralized groups, and partly as well, I don't speak Chinese. I am not Chinese.
El Rip Bozo. Néoma? Je ne comprends anglais, français, allemand, et japonais, et chinois. I'm kind of just, I'm useless. I can't speak anything. I don't understand anything. I don't comprehend shit. Can't talk
I do
to
not
me.
speak Chinese.
What am I going to do?
This is completely off
Sit and
topic, by the
smile?
way, but I have spent
Mold?
some nights out here with Anything for Views, and he just has this bit where he just says, I'm Chinese. For no reason. I mean, if anything, he's basically trying to self-report that he's one of these, like, inflation traders. I mean, despite China's name, the leading party, and how it likes to present itself, China, it does dabble in capitalism.
No shit.
It engages in the world economy. It has banks, businesses. It is capitalist. So,
Like, that's why a lot of assessments seem to lean towards people saying you have to have a hybrid system. Personally, what I want is an oligarchy with a box of Barnum animal crackers on top. They do nothing. They'll just sit there and be pretty and get eaten.
in capitalism, it's people's interest to get very, very rich. And obviously, everything costs something, but the more money you have, the more secure you'll be. But the issue is China has a lot of regulations about how you're actually allowed to use your money. I mean, a good example here is China has made gambling, for the most part, illegal. There are loopholes around it, of course. I mean, there always is. But that's one of the main reasons, like me being in Australia at the minute, you will see at casinos so many Chinese people because they will literally fly over to escape that law. And also as well, despite holding the world's third largest stock exchange, the Shanghai Stock Exchange, there's obviously a lot of government intervention. And
If you drop over the water, since your parachute deploys based upon altitude from the ground, which can be like dynamic from you, like, you know, deploying over the fucking water. If you want down faster, deploy over the fucking water, then run your little ass around. Do the do. A tip from me to you, with love and respect. May it find you well. Where the fuck is this one? The fuck are you at?
oversize. So people believe because the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, can't actually involve itself within the CSGO market.
Yeah, no.
You have a lot of rich Chinese people that could be actually using it as a sort of back end to invest money into. You can't really tax stocks, or at least the government don't really tax stocks. They'll only tax you once you actually take the money out of the stocks. I mean, I'm sure you've heard about the richest people in the world, you know, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. They probably have most of their money within their stocks. I even remember seeing this thing about Amazon, how they're basically just like an infinite money generator because they will take loans from the bank. And obviously, when you take a loan from a bank, you need to pay interest. But by the time that their company has gone up in value, they can pay it back with the interest and still actually be in profit because they're such a monolithic company. It literally is a GTA 5 free money glitch. So again, you know, you got it in stocks. But what if I want to take it out of the stocks and buy myself a yacht like Gabe Newell does? Well, you can, you know, shift around your earnings, hide them in unregulated markets, like, for example, CSGO, and then you can take your money out more slowly, and you'll be taxed less on your earnings, and then be able to keep your money. There is a scene in Breaking Bad that talks about this, if you remember. I think it's Saul Goodman talking to Jesse Pinkman explaining how money laundering works.
Here's you, right? Pinkman, get it?
And I think he's getting a foot bath as well at the same time for some reason. I don't know why I remember that. Now, this does give the illusion that the market is doing incredibly well. However, upon closer inspection and recent developments, it really isn't. It's just more money being shifted around, being pumped in and then slowly drawn out. Now, you'd expect that money going in and then money going out to kind of have a negligible effect on the market as ultimately nothing really changes. But this does have the side effect of then causing massive... The I word. The I word.
Inflation?
Okay, I'm not going to say it again. I'm not going to give you that. So yeah, again, the bubble was bound to pop with or without Valve's intervention. So what did we learn from today's video? We learned about market manipulation China, CSGO, Gabe Newell has multiple yachts, and also, okay, look, the market's dead right now. Look, I've got Steam. Here is my Steam. I have the trade offer link in my bio. Please send me something. Please send me something very expensive and worth a lot of money. That is the only reason I made this video. If there is some like rich oil baron that's got some dragon lore worth like 20k, please gift it to me. You will get nothing in return, but you'll make me a very happy boy. If anyone's wondering, by the way, what the most expensive item in my Steam inventory is, it's this pyro mask here. Someone gave it to me and they put the name tag on it, Fat Apologist mask. Apparently it started at 600 quid. What's it worth now? 280. It's over. It's over. I'm glad it's over.
It's fucking Jover, my dudes. Anyways, I couldn't find any reference to a publicly available fucking beta. I feel sure to fuck that it must exist, but I'm not gonna like say it does for certain. For certain? For certain, my dudes. For realsies, my guy. But nah, like whatever. That's some shit. That really sucks for the people who are dedicated. Okay, I'll fix the name of that later. Johnny Somali Tint? Mr. A to Z Man? Mr. A to Z Man with that Johnny Somali? I forgot I have a button for this now.
Humiliated Johnny Somali in
That's
court
so lame.
after it was extremely obvious he just kept lying in court and thus committed perjury. And this is just an insane update revolving the whole Johnny Somali criminal trial. But this court hearing that we're talking about today is actually a completely separate trial than the main one that we've been covering for roughly a year now. All right, so we now are about to walk into the Johnny Somali case. Most people don't know about this, but we were lucky enough to get the information from one of the other Korean streamers who essentially was indicted, and now a bunch of them have to testify, including Johnny Somali. So this will be interesting to see what happens. Up until now, nobody knew about this new trial except for the internal circle of the Korean streamers involved. And this is because Johnny pressed charges on another Korean streamer. And the reason Johnny did so was because Johnny showed the deepfake first, and then Youngmon found out there was a deepfake of him making out with Hank, Johnny's friend. And obviously he was very upset about it, so he then showed the clip on his stream while he was venting about how he felt like this was disgusting, that this was done without his permission. But that turned out to be a massive mistake for Youngmon to do so. And Youngmon, he has a good lawyer and a good strategy, but he's currently in prison, and he's coming as a
oh my fuck. Yikes, sorry.
Defendant, because
that's
Johnny
gonna kill me
filed
later.
this charge against Youngmon to essentially lower his own sentence because he wants Youngmon to drop the charge against him. The goal here is to essentially get some sort of legal settlement. What he's missing though is South Korea really wants you to apologize formally. And Youngmon has formally apologized to the courts 5 different times by handwritten letters from jail. And Johnny so far hasn't apologized a single time. And the worst part is, Johnny has pleaded not guilty for doing the exact same thing that he's pressing charges against Youngmon for doing. Because remember, his whole defense in the last court date I covered was, I didn't make them. I may have just distributed them. We know for a fact that Youngmon did not make these. All he did was show it on his stream. So he just distributed them. He didn't make them. So make it make sense. This is just extremely hypocritical. And I really don't think that's going to help his current criminal trial.
You don't get it to make
once
sense.
We arrived at court,
it's not
we found out that Johnny is pressing charges against
Whoa, fuck me. Holy shit. Holy fuck. It's gonna keep fucking me up. Car theft, bitch. You wanna hit me with that knife? I wanna hit you with this car. Okay, now they're inside the car with me. Let's kill them with their own vehicle, shall we? Let's go.
Youngmon for a whole plethora of things, not just the deepfakes. So obviously, deepfakes, we expected that, but the new ones were stalking, which is okay, and assaulting him with a baton.
So this one started with the deepfake, and then they added the baton in like May. And then
oh my gosh, I can see it on the wrong screen.
Stalking
Hits, bro.
Who's the first witness?
Hank's the first witness. So Hank is the first witness.
Hank's the first one. Hank, you, Ramsey Clean, Ismail, and Ben TV.
Okay, those 3 guys. Very interesting.
Holy shit. That's gonna fucking kill me.
Youngmon is standing on the
fuck again.
These are more serious charges against Yoma.
Yeah.
Yo.
Second, third, fourth offense.
Fred.
Of course, he documented everything.
My boy.
His street life.
What the
everything,
fuck, dude?
everything. It's still there for you to go and see.
Yoman did
Yeah.
say he
So-
hit Ramsey with the baton.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah.
Silence your phones.
Crazy. Which is extremely rich coming from Jonny, because he was the one who showed the deepfakes first. While bragging about it, he was the one who live streamed himself stalking the female streamer Nanati. And of course, Twiddledee and Twiddledum here were the ones who brought the baton to the fight.
That's a baton. Yoman picked my baton up.
So, on October 22nd, the people who testified were Hank Yu, which is, you know, Johnny's only friend here in Korea, Johnny Somali, or Ramsey Ismail, and Bang TV. Quick lore dump. Bang TV is a Korean IRL streamer who is one of 4 people
Let's
involved
take it.
with trying
Fuck
to
it.
stop Johnny from harassing the citizens of South Korea for content. This South Korean streamer clique consisted of Dagun, who infamously punched Johnny,
There we
Youngmon, who is the man involved in the trial right now, but also is currently in prison for throwing cinder blocks through the courthouse windows while Seoul was under martial law on December 3rd, 2024. Clearly that wasn't a great idea. And then you have 2 other streamers by the name of J Company and Bang TV who are currently not wrapped up in any legal trouble. But Bang
Good for
TV was
them.
called as a witness today as he witnessed what happened revolving the alleged baton incident. So we got to court, went into the courtroom, and
Is it just me, or does Bang TV sound like some, like, legit questionable shit? Objectionable shit. Like, just, I don't know their content. I don't know what they do. I'm probably just a dumbass. But it just sounds like objectionable bullshit. I don't know, man. I'm not saying I don't know, man, about them. Like, I'm not trying to dog on them for this. It's like, whatever. It's my fault for fucking thinking that about them. About their name. They're probably fine. Fine as fucking wine.
I was getting ready to make a little sketch, and then we found out that Hank and Johnny, they felt humiliated about the deepfakes, and they requested privacy for their testimony. They can do this because on this specific trial day, they are the
How are you?
victims.
Oh, we found out that they're in what protection?
Yeah, they're-
witness protection.
Yeah.
Because young man is so scary.
Yeah, basically they want to, you know, for the safety and like the security of the witnesses, they're sequestering everybody. So they're
Interesting.
keeping them separate. So it's also a good thing because they're going to keep them separate for us.
Yeah.
We'll just watch the show. So.
Interesting. So we just found out that Johnny's actually getting 60,000 won to testify here. So now the guy actually has an income. 60,000 won is roughly, what is it, like 40 bucks, 50 bucks?
45.
Is the court gonna maybe come down on his ass for not being allowed to make money and still trying to make money? Cause like a gal can hope, right? Cause a gal does have hope. Hope and dreams and raspberry scented things. Scented? Flavored? All the fucking shit. Okay, dopeness. The fuck is this? Oh, just ammo. Tits. Alright, go.
Spend it all at once.
He have to pay. He probably paid to Hank right away.
No,
Right.
it goes to the soju fund.
Straight to the soju fund? Awful.
I think.
I could go for a better shotgun, but it'll do.
So I think they try to make it private.
Because
How many
Johnny
people
is
did
the
he get?
victim, and therefore the victim can ask, I don't want this to
many
be
people
open
came
because
to
it's
trial?
so embarrassing to me, even though he's the one that put it on camera. So that's the situation.
You're clout chaser for
who?
Cloud chaser for who? What do you mean?
Free Israel. Support the
Don't you have a shotgun? Because I want it.
You're an anti-Semite. I'm a Jew, and you are being
Yeah, fuck it.
anti-Semitic. You are.
So we then had to leave the room, but that was
In the case of anyone but Johnny, I would take that with a lot more reverence. In his, I'm gonna be like, you know what? That's a weird thing for Johnny to say. What? I'm allowed to be a faulty human being, just like the rest of everyone else. I think. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm not allowed to be a faulty ass human being. I'm gonna keep doing it though. Oh, that's like only a 30? Tits, bro. Got a better shotgun, though. Dope.
It's fine, because thankfully we're still able to find out exactly what was said regardless. Here's the TLDR of Jonny's testimony from our legal connections. They said, in quote, "It was so bad it could have been possible to acquit. He lied countless times. Repeatedly said that he didn't know / didn't remember to things that he clearly / probably knows. He avoided questions about having distributed on YouTube before Youngmun. In quote, saying, police already verified I didn't make it. And then he fell back on the whole I didn't make it excuse over and over again, because for some reason he really thinks that production versus distribution is still relevant here. He then says that in November, Youngmun made false accusations against Jonny. This is why he apparently filed the charge, which also admits transactional nature here. He also falsely claims that Youngmun distributed first. He then lied to his lawyer on March 27th, said that both Youngmun and Bongbong distributed first. And then he claimed that Youngmun leaked his address, but also claimed he didn't know his own address, so he couldn't even confirm that he knew his own address to know that his address was leaked to begin with. Like, the whole situation was apparently just awful. Then to make things even worse for him, he couldn't remember the important details of the assault. And then he says he doesn't remember who brought the baton. That would be because it's very clear that Hank brought it. Then he also said, in quote, the whole thing was so traumatic that I don't remember. And then says it was the scary.
I mean, for what it's worth, if I forget my address, oh, there's a fucking car. Holy shit, I'm such a dumb bitch. Well, did the fucking NPC just shoot, or am I dumb as rocks? I'm probably dumb as rocks, and they shot. Okay, turn the fuck around. Nope, we're doing it. Nope, we're fucking doing it. I don't give a fuck. Nope.
Day of his life when Youngmun found him. He also says that Gino was the only witness of the assault and then tried to submit video evidence on the spot, which is improper procedure because this should have been submitted to a prosecutor a long time ago. All evidence needs to be submitted up front. And then he admitted that he said, come find me on both October 28th and October 30th, essentially inviting the Korean streamers to go find him. And then finally, he said he filed charges against 1 or 2 other people and mentioned Dagon, but not Bongbong. So that's kind of interesting because why would he say 1 or 2? Because we know he filed them against Dagon, but maybe the ones he tried to file against Bongbong were not successful. Who knows though? We're gonna find out in a few days. And then to make the—
oh, he's like, we also know that he's trying to settle. So his strategy is at least like, you know, he's at least going at it from multiple angles. At least he's not entirely boring. Like, I don't know, his content seems boring as piss. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna fucking do it. You can't fucking stop me. And I don't know, maybe that's just how he wants to be. But I'm gonna do it again. Eat my asshole. I don't fucking know, brother. Oh wait, flag.
Things even worse for Jonny. The judge apparently told him multiple times that his story just didn't add up, and then kept asking questions Jonny didn't want to answer because that would just make things worse for him. So obviously that was a massive train wreck. But here's the notes from Hank's testimony. So Hank says he didn't know who Youngmun is, but accused him of creating deepfakes. He then also asked the judge why it took a month for him to sue, and then told the judge that the Korean law isn't fair to Jonny, so he doesn't trust the Korean criminal system, and thus thinks the case is not serious. Because obviously that's extremely relevant information when you're testifying. Like, dude, nobody cares what you think about Korean law. You're here to testify about this case. Get on with it. He also didn't give a straight answer when it came to the production of the deepfakes, and then stated that he had a desire to reach a settlement and essentially wants money. Which, you know, makes sense because it's not like Jonny is a cheap person to be harboring. And then he admits that he's only in this case because of Jonny. And then said, in quote, if Ramsey doesn't want to press charges, then I don't want to either. So that's interesting. You know, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, they did their thing. And it actually seems like it kind of worked out for them in the short term because they also kind of kneecapped themselves.
I wanted to topple it so the other person can't use it, you know?
By doing this. But then they called Bang.
Oh, by the way, in the States, pleading insanity can be way worse than just like taking the fucking L, right? Like, because you might be institutionalized for the rest of your goddamn life. Does he want to? Also, he's made conflicting statements off and on. I don't know. I think that's up to the court to decide if they want to evaluate him for competency. Not that I know how Korean court does this. So, you know, whatever. Bruh, get the fuck back over here, mother. Fuck you. Yo, you got this. Fuck you. Get fucking wrecked. Hold on. Fuck you. I don't even fucking know what the fuck to scream right now. Oh, wait, I got it. My classic. The storm I cometh, and so does we. Oh shit. Little bit got fucked. Wall ups? Wall whoops? The fuck is this? Oh my shit. Golden shotty. Bruh. Yes.
TV to the stand. And here he says that Youngman showed the deepfake to explain to viewers the crime committed against him. He then confirms that Jonny attempted to flee to the US after he was attacked. And then on October 28th, he challenged YouTubers to come find him, which obviously mitigates the accusation of stalking. And then he told the court why this group of streamers were actually tracking down Jonny. Because Jonny was harassing elderly, the Statue of Peace, he was trashing Korea, and he was treating Koreans like animals. He then explained that he never saw Youngman hit Jonny with a baton and saw no injury to Jonny. And when it comes to the deepfakes, he thinks that Jonny produced them, but knows for a fact that Jonny distributed them first. And our legal connections believe that the case against Youngman was crumbling, because the deepfake had circumstances similar to Bong Bong. Because Jonny seemed very malicious by showing the deepfakes. Both Bong Bong and Youngman were like, what is this? This is awful. Why is this a thing? Then for the stalking, Jonny said, come find me.
Little bitch can't aim where the
contradiction. When, you know, he's claiming he's being stalked. On these dudes. And then for the assault, Jonny couldn't remember details. He failed to properly submit video evidence, and then they were the ones who brought the baton. So overall, it's an extremely weak case. But then the court called Jonny and Hank back to reach a settlement because Jonny wants mutual withdrawal of charges, and Hank then backs down from demanding money. And Jonny says that he's willing to put this all behind us. And this is where they ended up settling this case, which ended up being a win for both parties in this particular trial. I even have the translated text of the initial settlement here, where the agreement says, all their names, do not wish to pursue punishment for all criminal cases that have occurred between them. Obviously, this must be formalized to go into effect, but there's nothing really stopping this to do so. And we heard one legal opinion that Hank and Youngman will still have to testify next week, but the odds of that happening are probably going to be pretty low. This is because in the last trial, he ended up pleading guilty when it came to the Lotte World incident, and then they ended up canceling the witness they had from Lotte World that was going to testify against him. But as of right now, Jonny is facing 2 deepfake charges, which are heavy-hitting charges, carrying a max of 7 years in prison for each charge. But with one of them being dropped, that's definitely a big win for him. But in doing so, though, he did commit perjury. So that could be a very nasty trade-off for him, which can heavily backfire. Because now he's openly shown that he will happily lie to a judge. For Youngman, though, it absolutely does not make sense to risk fighting this case because he's already in prison. And all of those charges that Jonny tacked onto him could easily add a decade if he was actually convicted for all of this. And let's be real, risking a decade in prison to stick it to Jonny is absolutely not worth it. So trading 3 charges for 1 is definitely a big win for Youngman. But as of now, we don't know of Bong Bong having any deepfake charges pressed against her. So for now, Jonny doesn't have the same leverage against Bong Bong as he did on Youngman. So my understanding is he's facing a max sentence of 12 years due to the cap based on these charges. Even after removing 1 deepfake charge, he's still facing a max sentence of 12 years, although his minimum sentence has definitely been reduced now. But this just made this court case way more interesting because now, I guess Jonny finally locked in. Essentially, Jonny is playing a soccer match and he's losing 7-0, and he finally scored a goal. So he did the lean forward and locked in mode, and now he definitely has a long uphill battle to see if he can get some freedom here. But I am definitely looking forward to seeing Bong Bong testifying in the next couple of days. But since I was kicked out of this courtroom, I wasn't able to make a court sketch. And last time I made one, I was kind of blown out of the water by how many of you guys actually wanted my sketch, as it was bid up to like $500.
Nice game? Yes, it was. It was fun. I had a good time. I'm going in again, I think. I just...
$5 on eBay. I literally thought it was going to go for like 20 bucks because that's what I said in my last video. But if you want my original court sketch that started all of this from the original trial of Jonny, which was never sold before, I've made prints available here, right here at this link for $20. So, because last time I was like, oh, you can get it for $20. Now you can actually get it for 20 bucks. At the top of the link description down below. So get them while you can, because I'll be removing them forever soon. And we also dropped a brand new Halloween 2025 collection on Matt.City, which is also limited, and many more cities and states, including Seoul. I actually have Seoul here, right here.
Use the lobby instead.
Obviously, I'm biased, but I think they came out really cool. And obviously we also have large mouse pads that cover the entire desk if you want so, or just small ones if you want to bring it around with your laptop. So you can also check those out down below as well. And thank you guys so much for the support, as I'm just forever grateful to be able to travel across the world just to make some goofy videos for you guys. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video, which is probably coming out in like 12 hours or something. Peace.
Bye, Mr. A to Z man. We love you. You good dude, you. All right, there's some less tint, so we're gonna like stop gaming for a second. I'm probably gonna switch to Lovely Shinobi That Can't Cook Rice, the video game, and like unfloat this shit and like do the do. So you're stuck with me. I could apologize, but not gonna. You're stuck with me. You're not really stuck with me. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You can touch the skies. The sky's the fucking limit, my dudes. There is no limit, not even the sky. You can literally do whatever.
Hey guys, so we finally get a chance to dig into the legal side. Whenever two lawyers talk to each other, I really want to dig into those emails.
Oh, me too, brother. Me fucking too. I especially can't wait till he does more fucking like IP impacting security research shit. Intellectual property and the convergence with security research is one of like my consistent areas of interest. I think it's really dope. It's fucked up what happens to us, but I'm gonna be honest, it's some dope shit and I kind of like knowing about it.
And that's what we have here. So before we begin, the motion granting the joint stipulated request pursuant to extend the deadline has been accepted. The judge has said, yes, you guys need more time. We are going to extend the deadline from October 27th, which would just be, I think, next Monday, to November 3rd. We're going to give you an extra week to figure out how the move-ins would be H-free snark mods want to respond to the response by Ethan Klein. But yeah, let's go over the fun part. Here is the communication between Leia and Ram.
Okay.
Thank you for following up and thinking of ways for the subpoena to Reddit could potentially be limited. Unfortunately, however, I do not believe your proposal would be workable for us. I do appreciate your willingness to compromise. Very best, Leia. So they're beginning communications. We're going to go reverse chronologically. Following up on this point, in sum, I want to suggest to my client to limit request 1516 in the Reddit subpoena to encompass moderators of H-free snark on January 31st, 2025 only. Currently, the request seeks information on moderators from January 1st to February 28th. If you agree, I will run the proposal past my client. Leia, I have been brainstorming ideas on how to potentially remove some of your clients from falling within the ambit of the subpoenas. The biggest question I have is whether all of your clients, and so there is definitely more than one of them, by the way, were moderators of H-free snark on January 31st, 2025. I still need to run this past my client. Okay. Hey, Ram, pleasure speaking with you. Thank you. I will be considering what we discussed. Very best, Leia. So they're trying to figure out, does Leia's client, and they actually do talk about a specific name here, Roman P, who is 9.
I have a little headcanon that Roman P is Taylor Lorenz. Probably not, but it would be funny. I agree, fam. Damn, would it be funny, though.
Of the
Fuck man alive.
15, 16 moderators being discussed, he seems to be the name that they really want. Hi, Leia. As always, a pleasure speaking with you. As promised, I am confirming the extension to file the motion to quash on or before September 22nd, 2025. So we're going to see a very interesting dichotomy. So in addition to the lawyers talking to each other, which is always fun to see, we're going to see a interesting dichotomy where Reddit is concerned about the First Amendment.
There's an existing case like this from the EFF. Also, if you want to support less, the way you'd best do that, right, would be to go and find a video on Les's channel that you yourself enjoy, and from there, you can go ahead and just follow the fucking shit. Like, if you like a video that you genuinely like, YouTube actually rewards him better. Otherwise, oh, this isn't it. What the fuck? Oh shit, that search was really complex and I guess broke me. That's nice. I wanted the EFF page. Oh, here we go. Got it. Anyways, if you if you just go and like this video for a second, it's gonna hurt Les's retention. And we want Les to thrive. We want everyone to thrive. I don't give a fuck who they are. I want people to be okay. May they have that. But, ew, way to not load. Way to hate me. Way to be a bitch. So anyway, find a video on Les's channel you like. Maybe you like the Logan Paul's shenanigans. Maybe you're a fucking nerd like me. And you like fucking, you know, lockpicking shit. Dope. A lot of times IP cases will be pressed against people that do lock sport. And that really sucks dick, because in the States this happens. In Japan, you'll notice that like people work with companies, and companies, let me fix my white balance. Companies work with people to improve security for the masses. Fucking A, bro. And the way that they do this, lol, what? Hold on, there we go. And the way that they do and facilitate this is because, okay. In the States, IP law gets levied against people who do security research as a whole. It doesn't mean if it's lock sport, because like, you know, a lot of people pick locks that they own. They buy their own locks, they pick them, and they try to disclose to the company if these locks are really not that secure. And like, this is really a shit thing to happen, right? Because we want them to be better. We want our grandparents, our parents, our friends, our family to be safer. But it's really a chore, right? When you're barking uphill, begging for something to change, but the outcome is like, you tend to get like taken to the fucking cleaners over it. Like I've tried to disclose vulnerabilities on people's shit before, and they have just like threatened to sue, even though I sent like an email. They didn't do anything, but like, yeah, it's a thing people do, right? And you'll notice this if you do security research of any capacity in the States. And I really like that. So when you do it to a large company, they do sometimes come after you. Some may take guidance, but a lot of them, especially like, you know, I think Avis, has Avis done dirty?
The Master Lock Model 605 was a disappointment, but this is a Master Lock Model 607. It's bigger, has more pins, and can be opened with a Master Lock Model 607.
Yeah. There's a lot of them, right? Master Lock versus Banana. Yo. So IP lawyers tend to have to protect people who in the States are disclosing security research and vulnerabilities to companies responsibly, because you want to disclose it responsibly, right? So the company can fix it. So our grandparents, our friends, our family, so they're safe. That's the big goal, right? And sometimes we get come after heavily for trying to like make a more appropriate future, you know? And so that's why I kind of glaze the system for security disclosure in Japan and kind of malign it in the States. Because reasons, right? Because like you can break it with about anything. And again, this is why I think that like lock sport and lock hobbyism in Japan kind of kicks ass. And in the States, it's kind of just like a little travesty of a mess. So in this case, like a researcher might have warned you that you're trying to like circumvent a mechanism by like positionality where it is, which causes it to like bump open. And you try to release that to the company so they can fix it. And they might just sue you. They might take you. Also, prior case with Reddit, by the way. Seems like the clients are in the right with this one, like in the right of the EFF, maybe, we'll see. So we'll see, but like this appeal concerns the right to internet users to speak anonymously. Plaintiffs are attempting to require Reddit to reveal information about specific. This is not about their case, this is about another one, right? It predates it. Reddit to reveal information about the specific user who discussed downloading copyrighted material on the theory they might have evidence related to plaintiff's copyright claim against an ISP. EFF's amicus brief urges Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals to uphold the district court order. As we explained, the First Amendment provides strong protections for anonymous speech, including assessments about controversial legal activity, and that online speakers cannot be unmasked unless the party seeking to identify them can meet a heightened standard. Which, did you know the clients are pushing for a heightened standard? Okay, isn't that based? I think that's pretty fucking based. Like, again, the current standard is a little bit loopy. I feel like the EFF might like them. You know? Copy link to highlight. Bitch, I'll highlight you. Based on the stray remark about the district court judges in the case, plaintiffs argue that the copyright litigation is an exception to the rule. In fact, the theory is legally baseless. The Reddit users' discussion of downloading copyrighted material is deserving of the full First Amendment protections, and plaintiff's subpoena must overcome the robust test courts have adopted to unmask third-party anonymous speakers. So we're going for harder conditions, right? If the Kleins win, we might see a world where it's harder to unmask people for copyright shit, for, you know, IP shit. I'm hoping they fucking get this W, because holy shit if they do.
And
we get a better fucking run.
Talking to each other, which is always fun to see. We're going to see a interesting dichotomy where Reddit is concerned about the First Amendment and Discord is not as concerned. I also appreciate you informing me that about the declarations of your clients and that you do not represent Roman P. This is very informative. I need to consult with Ethan and Illa, but I do not expect that it will be an issue for them not to refer to your clients and to do so under oath. Thank you for your response. You're right. I did not respond to your email about limiting the subpoena. I apologize. I missed that after the long weekend. I think your proposed limitations are fine. We will likely reference that we have agreed to this limitation.
I feel really good knowing I'm not the only mushmouther in the bunch, because I mushmouthed reading. I'm reassured that less mushmouth. I wasn't trying to make an example, but I became an example.
In our motion, regarding our mutual agreement not to discuss the other parties to address the concerning regarding harassment, my clients
I don't think they have just some merit. I think they have merit on them, but we'll see.
Not publicly.
Like, don't forget what happens to Napster, and don't forget what happens to LimeWire. People have got for less. And people are raising a concern about hypocrisy. Well, they've been doing that the whole time. And again, if you look at it in isolation, where all you see is that there's a claim for copyright instead of a heightened standard being upheld, right? Like, they're upholding the current standards as well as amending more. So it's the malicious action and the direct desire to state that they were trying to subvert, like, engagement from their shit. It doesn't seem hypocritical at all to me. I don't see it. Like, they can complain about copyright, they can whinge about it and bitch, but like, as long as they're not like actively trying to say, hey, let's divert fucking views from a person, they're not like hypocritical in my view of this, right? Like, I think I articulated that appropriately. So their stance is that some folks conspired together to fucking like, I'm being terse, right? Their stance is some people conspired together to fucking like enable a lack of engagement which impacted their income. And don't even talk about how much money people have. Let it go. But anyways, and their standard now is the 4 pillars that we stand on for IP law, as well as an additional, the malicious intent stated in advance, right? So I don't see the hypocrisy. And people have been raising that concern from the very start. Like, it's like some people are raising the concern. It's like more like some people have already raised the concern for the last few months. And I've been abreast of it. I also know the fucking, like, what the fuck? Like, I'm at least aware of the scope of how they're trying to push it and the, like, desired outcome that I hold, right? It's not a new thing that people are trying to accuse them of hypocrisy. It's very old. That's months and months and months old. I don't see hypocrisy there.
My clients are also not Roman P and have no association.
And if you mean their prior thing, it's because they do reactions like a film studies class where they use short clips. They try to not divert viewers from the original creator. And that's, again, these are things that they're outlining were violated against them, right? So people wanted to divert views from the original creator, and people didn't use like short pre-prepared clips. They go for short pre-prepared clips. They encourage people to go to the original creator. And they plan ahead. Something I don't do, mind you. The most planning ahead I do is like I sit down and I'm like, what am I going to name the stream? Okay, copy paste that to all 3 platforms. GG, let's go. That's my planning. So, you get what I'm saying though? Like, if the goal is not just to like not just to like as an aggregate or as a blank thing without any more context, press for copyright. Like, if you take in context the things that are relevant towards it, that's why I don't see hypocrisy. If you leave it in isolation without any consideration of any of the other factors, how it's phrased, the way they're pressing it, and how come that initial event happened, like if you entirely oblique yourself to every fucking detail and sit there in a mire of not fucking following what the fuck is going on, I entirely see how we can get there. But the moment that you fucking realize that short pre-prepared clips wasn't done towards them, but it is what they said to defend themselves, not trying to divert views from the original creator, was done to them, is not what they were doing. Right? So they're pushing it for these specific reasons, of the specific reason of it was to explicitly, so on top of the other tenets, they are trying to also add, so if we're lucky, we will find a day where you only get got if you intentionally try to go out of your way to fuck over the other creator and be a substitute towards them. Like the malicious statement of, I'm assuming you got this with me.
That person. How can that be though? Is Roman P not a moderator? Don't the moderators talk to each other? They are able to provide you these assurances. However, they do not agree to have their identities being disclosed to plaintiff with Ethan and Illa, even under a protective order. I want to touch base about a few matters. Did you hear back from Discord after they received the letter? No, nor did they produce documents, so they are respecting the request. Have you been able to think about work on a stipulation narrowing the scope of documents requested to resolve the Stored Communications Act issue? Some type of harassment, yada. We saw that a scheduling conference had been set in the case, and there.
Yeah, or to divert engagement from their initial or their content as a whole. So, like, as little as just shouting them out or encouraging people to go there instead of making your whole thing to divert views from. Yeah, it's like it doesn't have to necessarily be malicious or even like an intent to harm. It's like, you know how I whinge to y'all about how if you want to support the creator, just go to their channel, find a video you like, etc. Yeah, not harming their fucking engagement is also a thing. It is, I think, like, genuinely, like, if we look at what happens when you go against someone's engagement on a platform, like, how do I put this quickly? YouTube makes money off of the person. The person gets a little bit of a cut from YouTube.
Blah, blah, blah. Conduct a conference.
If you at least send people there, you're doing the bare minimum to not fuck up. Right? So if they get this through, we're in a world where we might see another bit of case law that enables us to react to stuff more freely, more easily, and with less pushback. So long as, so you know how people like do malicious copyright claims on your fucking content sometimes? What if all you had to do was shout them out and make sure you had someone engage with their content? What if YouTube had some standard to support them letting your shit stay up so long as you shouted them out and said go to their shit? Like, I know it's not the same, but like, look at how Steelovsky does this, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, dope. Let me find the right one. But like, the way Steelovsky handles this might be a close example, because he's shitting on somebody, right? He's being like quite moldy. It's at the very end of the video. It's not anywhere near the front. I think it's this one. Could be the other one. One sec.
Okay. Okay. Bye. Okay. So like, let me say something with my retarded as accent. You convinced me. I agree with whatever you said. Subscribe, like, great video as always. He convinced me he won the drama.
So if you're that petty, you might still fall in line with the new standards. Wouldn't you like to be able to be petty and still have protection? Dope.
Both cavernous and saber matters, we did not discuss specific deadlines. This morning, I approached opposing counsel about requesting a continuance. So a lot of things are going on at the same time. Remember, Casey Tron and Dennins, they have the same lawyer. Dennins is actually in the California, Los Angeles, which is the same court as Frogan. Frogan still no update as of today. A lot of interesting moving puzzle pieces moving at the same time.
This is this.
The subpoena shall not encompass communication between Reddit users. As to Reddit or Discord users, as to Discord that are protected by the Stored Communications Act, the phrase all documents and communications shall no longer require each document or communication in Reddit or Discord's possession, custody, or control that contains the personal identifying information. So remember, there's actually two different social media engines here. One of them is Reddit, and the other one's Discord, which we don't really talk about that much. I understand.
Well, they don't talk, so we don't really have much to go off of, buddy. I know it sucks, right? Damn, bro.
Concern in event Discord complies, I will not review and notify you. So at one point in time, they got a hold of Reddit and Reddit's counsel, but they weren't able to get hold of Discord. So there was a concern that Discord would just send the information and that would be it. Hi, Rom, since the letter asked them to hold responding in abeyance until any decision, that should be fine. I was just concerned about September 5th passing and Discord producing records immediately after. I probably shouldn't be worried about that given their lack of total lack of response, but just in case, if for some reason Discord does produce any records, anything other than objections before an order on the motion to quash, I assume you have no problem with segregating and not reviewing or disclosing the production. So yeah, that was a concern here. Reddit did respond. Discord did not. They still, to my knowledge, have not responded, nor do they care. So this is actually quite interesting from the perspective of if you want to get somebody.
I mean, they currently had a massive data breach, which is like at risk of being public right now. So I wonder if you can just source it from the public internet, because people's phone numbers, email addresses, account information associated with their accounts. Like, I know that sounds very vague, but that incorporates email addresses and some unmasked phone numbers got pulled from Discord support. There were only 50,000, I think, pulled. But that is now, if memory serves, I don't think Discord was going to pay the ransom on that. So that might just be publicly accessible data, depending on, you know?
Anonymous, is it easier to go on Discord where they just won't say anything?
And the last four of some cards as well.
Ever, or reply back to you, or is it easier to go on Reddit where the legal counsel for Reddit will respond back to you? No issue with the 15th in the letter to Discord. I did not specify when you would file. The letter to Discord is fine, thank you. However, regarding last point in your email, could we make the motion to quash filing deadline September 15th and have that reflected in the letter to Discord? Our paralegal in charge of the case will be out September 12th. We agree on other points, including mutual extensions for opposition and reply if necessary. We'll also touch base. Leia and Jeff, also, as always, it's been a pleasure speaking with you both. Letter to Discord. So also you understand, like, when lawyers talk to each other, it is very professional and
better be.
Both lawyers are getting paid. This is their jobs. This is why sometimes it's better to have your lawyer talk to the opposing counsel's lawyer instead of you doing the discussion, because your emotions will get into it. But pause here. We pencil in the date of September 12th as the deadline for filing the motion to quash. Leia wishes to confirm with the rest of the team that this date works prior to locking this date down. We also agree that depending on the circumstance, we will give mutual extensions for the opposition and reply if necessary. The reply is necessary. I have not received anything from Discord. If the objection was sent in the mail, it may take a few days to arrive. I will inform them overnight mail that compliance is stayed pending resolution. of the forthcoming motion to quash. Let's lock down Thursday. Thank you. I hope you are well also. Thank you for the update.
There, so you know you're not lagging music in case Lust takes a pause and I'm just sitting there flabbergasted.
Regarding
Like I was wondering if I paused it or what the fuck happened.
Reddit and Discord, have you received any objections from Discord? Next week to continue our meet and confer, how about Thursday, August 28th? We are free at 1:30 p.m. So Leia is not by herself. There seems to be at least a paralegal and maybe a senior partner on this. Hope you are both well. I just completed my meet and confer with Reddit. Reddit had two primary concerns: that there will be a First Amendment review of these subpoenas and the scope of compliance, primarily as to which users. It was my overall impression.
Yeah. That's my, as someone who's had to like process law enforcement requests for data, this is my favorite thing to shoot back with. The scope and which person. Like the scope and whom. What do you can't just ask for all the data on a server. That could be thousands of people. You can ask for specific data from a specific party. That's fine.
And that Reddit does not want to get involved in this dispute. As the first concern, this has been addressed by your client's forthcoming motion to quash. Let's figure out a date and time that works to resume. So again,
now you'd presume that the request was for the moderators, possibly with username, but we're not sure. And the scope might be inclusive of things. And we remember they stated they wanted transactional details like billing information, any communication, any contact information they had, any PII they might have effectively, which might be, it's a very succinct request, right? Like billing could go look up who the fuck paid for what. Someone could go get all the data from the user pretty fairly and easily. But it is still a good point to push back on if someone phrases it loosely. Yeah. You want to know what they want before you submit it. Even if you're keen to submit it, you want to know what they want.
Reddit has responded to them, basically saying we do have First Amendment concerns, and even if you get a subpoena, we don't want to be involved in it. So you guys figure this out yourselves. So Reddit basically,
You either get them the data or they're hands off as fuck, it sounds like. They're just, if you have a specific request from the court that meets their muster, they'll comply as they do. Like that's what they say they'll do. On their that's how they talk about taking care of law enforcement requests. They are specific about this in their fucking disclosure. So that'll be a bitch.
The H3 mods win, and let's say the court rules on their behalf, Reddit is not going to turn anything over. If the H3 mods lose and the subpoena is sent to Reddit, they still have other concerns. They may or may not turn it over at that point in time. But it's likely they just simply don't want to get involved. Discord simply, I don't even think Discord has a legal counsel. Legal counsel Discord. No one from Discord has replied back. And then there was that concern that maybe they would reply back because they didn't follow the case, right? But again,
getting a hold of Discord support or through proper channels is oftentimes really difficult though. Trust and safety, hard. They've laid off a large, 20% of their trust and safety team, which might be processing requests before this gets to them. They then outsourced a lot of it to Egypt. So we'll see.
Probably unlikely at this point in time. They still haven't, according to this email chain, Discord still has not replied back. So even if you subpoena Discord, lost an email, right? Thank you for the updates. Yes, we think it makes sense to postpone our meet and confer. Alternatively, if you think it would be more efficient, we could do a joint meeting, confer with us, you, and Reddit's counsel. That way, if a motion to compel Reddit is necessary, we can coordinate on the logistics of the compel quash motions. We'll leave that decision up to you. I wanted to keep you updated on material development and determine whether we should reschedule our meet and confer. As you know, yesterday was the deadline for Reddit and Discord to serve their objections to their respective subpoenas. Reddit served objections by email, which are attached. I did not receive any objections from Discord. However, it could have been served by mail. It turns out Discord doesn't give a damn at all. In light of this development, I wonder if it would be more productive to reschedule today's meet and confer until after I meet and confer.
Okay, I had a little bit of packet loss. That's wild.
Reddit's council, I think
It's like, what, 5 megabits? So that's like a portion of a second of data. If it got choppy, I'm sorry.
Be helpful for both of us determining whether Reddit's issues can be resolved or whether a motion to compel is necessary. Correct. So even if the subpoena is issued,
it's happening again, but it's network, not encoding or render or anything. It's stabilizing off and on. It's intermittent, but it's still hitting itself. That's wild, bro. It's fucking wild, my dude. That's some shit, brother.
What if Reddit says no? Right? Because that's still the next level. And what if Discord is just going rogue and they're just sending information left and right? They just don't give a damn, right? They're just like, hey, we don't want to deal with this. Two different groups. Very interesting exchange of emails. Very professional. It does look like
we hit I dropped it by a few. Like I dropped it by, it's like 23 megabits a second. So I put it down to 20 to see if it stabilizes itself. We'll see.
There's other people helping Leia. It's not just Leia by herself.
I'm looking at it very
Denins
intensely.
and Caseytron, their lawyers, their counsel has inquired about the status of the subpoenas. I'm sure they're very interested on as well. I also provided links to your firm profiles. Additionally, I informed counsel that we conduct a meet and confer regarding the motion. Denon. So what Denins does is incredibly important for H-free Stark mods because one of their biggest defenses that Denins
there is loss.
Did not commit copyright infringement
Because of Poop Devil
is relying completely on what Denins is going to say. I want to make sure we're all on the same page regarding the motion to quash filing deadline with a September 5th compliant deadline for Reddit and Discord. Fascinating. And also maybe it kind of explains Discord may be run by like a skeleton crew. They may not even have legal.
I mean, for more money to... Hold on. Blah. Apparently I can't type or spell. That's nice. Oh my gosh, I put the E in the wrong place. Holy fuck, I didn't even notice that. I just was typing and I didn't even think about that. Holy shit. Life, trust, and safety. Oh my gosh, I did it again. Oh.
Counsel to respond to these type of subpoenas are motions. So if Discord did not respond with objections,
But like honestly, I don't know if it's the people that answer it, but I just dropped the 15% of the workforce got laid off. Larger trust and safety. The folks, maybe the entry. Oh, it was 20% for Discord. Hold on. 20% of the workforce for Discord. And I could probably save myself if I parentheses TNS, right? And then I never have to do that again. Dope. Nice.
Discord does not have any objections. Reddit responds with objections. They had 2 of them. Who the users are going to be, so they're going to try to limit the amount of users, of course.
Yep.
And a First Amendment issue.
Which
is new.
Didn't the request to Reddit specify the user list, or did it just say the mods? Like, it's breaking me.
That one I had not seen mentioned anywhere online. That Reddit would have that First Amendment issue, but it looks like they have one. And Discord is just kind of out on vacation. They haven't responded to anything, which makes them the wild card of it all, right? Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Hi, guys.
I did. I'm a good gal. I do as I'm told. Don't compromise. Get all the names, Ethan. Frankly, I just don't feel bad for these people. Sure. Of course, Discord doesn't give a don. The mod said he's a Reddit employee. Of course, Discord doesn't give a don. The mod said he's a Reddit employee. I mean, yeah, they did say that. They did say that. I just learned to not trust people when they talk. I listen to people. I don't trust people. Wait. There was a new Caleb Hammer that I missed. Oh my gosh, I love Caleb. Twitch made a statement an hour ago. I mean, I just hope they have to, like, answer for a lot of shit. You know? I have hopes and dreams. Alright, it's Shinobi game time. Let's find some long shit. This might be long enough shit, honestly. It seems like long enough shit. We could melt into this. Don't autoplay. Thank you. I despise autoplay. It's out to get me. But I'm mostly here for real things you heard of the paramedic. Dope, already there. I thought I fucked up. I am a fuck up, so I thought I fucked up. What? Ex-girlfriend tried to kill him? Oh. I'm sure you'll be fine. You're alive to complain about it. Oh, he found those docs. I mean, who wasn't gonna find those? She blames Mecca for her financial audit. Ugh. Okay, Caleb Hammer's probably like, we're tied, right? We're tied. These are tied. Because, like, for whatever reason... Wait, that says 420. Lol. 420,000 in debt? That is bananas. Bro, I'm afraid of credit. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm absolutely afraid of it. Like, I barely started build. Like, I didn't even have it, like, until I was in my 30s. And, like, I'm honestly afraid of that shit. It, like, absolutely terrifies me. So, like, you know, growing up, I always thought that it was, like, pretty exploitative. And I still feel that way. Because, like, you know, my friends that are oftentimes in severe credit card debt have, like, limits that are way higher than mine, to the point where it might be difficult, if outright impossible, for them to pay it back in reasonable time. Meanwhile, Russian is not a Slavic language, someone says. I'll check it. But, like, okay, check it. Check it, my dude. Check it, bro. The Russian thing got me. And then Buck Angel got me. It was a double fucking tap. My brain got erased. My brain got evacuated. Story of the off-meta goat who destroyed you in Elden Ring PvP? I mean, you know, meta's just another word for doing the fucking assessed fucking most effective tactic. You can still counter it, like, with good balance, good aptitude. You can do, like, damn near anything, you know? Like, just gotta be responsive to shit in your environment, adapt to it, and fucking win. Pull the W out. Pull the W out of their fucking throats. Make them fucking regret the day they fucking tried your bitch ass. I don't know, man. Lol. Sorry, a thing's reporting that it failed to my email of all things, and I'm like, lol, that's annoying. A twisted black hole? Wait, this is at the heart of Lords. Sorry, this is at the heart of the Lord of Storms. And Tarnished. Black hole theory, Elden Ring lore. See, that sounds dope. Aiden Ross just finished off. We'll go it for WestJet. Okay, I'm gonna find some shit to cuddle into. I know that's the weirdest way to phrase this, right? And then we're gonna fucking go. We're gonna fucking go, my dudes. I'll let Caleb come last. I don't think I'll be on that long.
News just moments ago, new inflation data
But it's
just
Caleb.
out, giving us another snapshot of how prices are trending, what direction they're headed.
Okay, so some motherfuckers say that prices are trending and they're heading in a direction. And I have a button for my timestamps now.
So we have
again.
breaking news just moments ago, new inflation data just out, giving us another snapshot of how prices are trending, what direction they're headed for Americans. CNN's Matt Egan is with me now. Tell me what's coming in.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Kate, the snapshot is not a pretty one because we're back to 3% inflation in the United States for the first time since January. So these new numbers.
Sorry, my mouth is agape, not at inflation. I almost said afflation. No, my mouth isn't agape for afflation. No, inflation. My mouth is agape because of their fucking audio. Like, holy shit, brother. Bro. Broski with the broski, whom we love the moski. What the fuck are you doing? Bro, oh my god, what the fuck are these people? Brother, y'all don't even make sense. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. That is so weak, brother. How are you like this? Why are you this way? How dare you pull this shit off? In my purview? Brother, I will fucking...
Numbers out show that prices were up by 0.3% between August and September. That's actually slightly better than expected. However, the annual inflation rate moved in the wrong direction from 2.9% to 3%. And as I mentioned, that is a new 8-month high for inflation. And when you look at the trend, what's important to remember is that inflation was going in the right direction, right? Earlier this year, back in April, inflation went down to 2.3%. That's the dip in the middle of that chart. So that goes back to September, back when then candidate Trump was on the campaign trail saying inflation was out of control. But you can see clearly we're in a worse spot now than we were last fall, when inflation was maybe the biggest issue, certainly the biggest economic issue on the minds of voters.
Absolutely.
So that's pretty telling. And when we dig into the categories to try to understand the why here, okay, gasoline prices did go up between August and September, right? So during the month of September, prices were up. In fact, gas prices increased by about 8% on a monthly basis. That was the biggest monthly increase in about 2 years. But this is not just about gas prices, which are, they're still relatively low, even if they went up. They're also, this is about the grocery store, which is another pain point for consumers, and which is also being driven in part by tariffs, because we did see significant increases for a number of different items. Canned vegetables, ham, other items of food went up. But then there's other tariff-exposed items that have gotten more expensive. For example, apparel. Apparel went up by almost 1% on a monthly basis.
They warned this was coming. They warned that it was coming in the fall.
Because so much of the clothes they're imported, so they are exposed to those tariffs. Girls' apparel jumping by almost 4% on a monthly basis. And then two other things that are exposed to tariffs that I'll just call out. Appliances, they went up significantly by about 2%. And also some furniture increased significantly. We know that furniture just got tariffed by the president. So look, you put it all together.
Sorry, I want to clown on the use of the word inflation.
Is not as
because we just no, it's because of the fucking Call of Duty people. Okay, it's their fault. Don't blame me, blame them.
As some had feared it could be, right? And it's certainly not the nightmare of 3.5 years ago. Okay, but at the same time, as you know, inflation it's cumulative. There's a snowballing effect. So the fact that we're getting uncomfortably high inflation right now, after years of very historically high inflation, that's why this is so painful. And look, it's contributing to the two-speed economy, right? People at the top who have money in the market, they own their homes, they're doing okay. They can absorb these price increases, but a lot of people who are living paycheck to paycheck, not so much, right? They're really the ones who are hurt here. So this is contributing to that K-shaped economy.
Yeah, this is not where any administration would want it to be at this moment.
Especially when the cost of living is just such a salient issue right now.
It's great to see you. Thank you so much for bringing it to us. Sarah.
All right, let's talk about the government shutdown. It's second longest.
Lower than we were at this time last year. It is.
Okay, dope. What am I gonna slam you with? Yes. Okay, I gotta tinkle. I'll be right back. Please don't get lost.
That gets clipped. The worst thing that could possibly happen.
See, this is an example of the kind of structure that I'm referring
Where's
to.
my slipper? I found it.
That gets clipped. Put to music. Becomes a viral hit for something. The thing that could possibly happen is the worst thing that could possibly happen is the worst thing that could possibly happen. That gets
See, this is an example. This is an example. See, this is an example.
That gets clipped.
See, this is an example of the kind of structure that I'm referring to.
Put to music. Becomes a viral hit for something. The worst thing that could possibly happen is that gets clipped. Becomes a viral hit for something. The worst thing that could possibly happen is the worst thing that could possibly happen is that gets clipped. That gets clipped.
I don't like having my time spent.
That gets clipped. That gets clipped.
By dimwits who don't have anything better
that gets clipped. That gets clipped.
and who don't have their heads fully in the sand.
That gets clipped.
And their nether regions exposed for exploitation.
That gets clipped. That gets clipped.
Totally straight.
That gets clipped.
They're big, strong bottoms.
That gets clipped.
Yeah, you like Wendy's.
That gets clipped.
Big, strong bottoms.
That gets clipped.
Beat that little devil up.
That gets clipped. The worst thing that could possibly happen.
Nice and wet and slick and ready to go.
That gets clipped. That gets clipped. That gets clipped.
Got a term for it called publicity.
That gets clipped. Put to music. Becomes a viral hit for somebody. That gets clipped.
Yeah, you like Wendy's.
Becomes a viral hit for somebody.
I think that in order to change the world, you have to acknowledge what it is.
Dictatorship by screeching harpy.
That gets clipped.
Dictatorship by screeching harpy. Dictatorship. Dictatorship.
Becomes a viral hit for somebody.
Dictatorship by screeching harpy.
Fuck! I disabled autoplay like a dumbass. Bro, I'm the fucking worst. So, you were here for like how long now? Fuck knows.
You know the 11th commandment.
Thou shalt be ashamed of thy natural anatomy.
Just destroyed me, and I didn't have any.
Sorry, I blow ass. I'm the worst streamer ever.
Successful in any discipline related to robotics. Why did you have to be a winner? You can be killed.
You think it's because dead people make good fertilizer?
He was honest, so that's why he wrote nursery rhymes into robotics.
Words. Alright, dopeness. Thank you for being you. Sorry that I suck ass. Sorry. I'm thinking of like weird titles for myself now. Right?
Fire rescue. Hey,
Oligarch Dick Sucker Supreme.
I slipped and fell and... Okay, and you hurt your back? No, my back doesn't hurt. But you fell? Uh-huh. And you're in pain? You could say that. Okay, I'm a little confused here. There's a soap bottle in my rectum.
Oh.
Like the whole thing? The whole thing. And you fell? Does it really matter at this point? No, it doesn't. Let's go ahead and get going.
So when your partner calls you and asks you to insert something, just say no, okay? With love and respect, just say no. Say no to weird requests from partners. It'll save you some time and effort.
I am originally from Russia and I am an...
Okay, launching game. Launching fucking game. Launching the fuck out of this game. I'm gonna be on for a little bit. Like, y'all know, I'm not here long tonight, but I do want to like spend time on this. I'm debating starting anew and just like grinding through it. I will not be getting your new reshade, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck about your early game web
native
requests.
speaker of the Russian language. As a Russian, I've always found out the Slavic languages to be very interesting, and I've always loved comparing them to my own in videos. However, every single time that I make a video about Slavic languages now, I get a few strange people leaving comments on them, telling me that Russian is actually not a Slavic language. Russian is not Slavic. It has Slavic part absorbed, but it is not Slavic. Ukrainian can understand Polak, Slovakian, or North Macedonian person, but...
So... y'all know about the Brothers Grimm, right? And their desire to help, like, expand language. Not just them, but also... oh my gosh, which pope did this? One moment. I'm having a brain fart. I can play thinking music. Am I playing thinking music? Am I a dumb bitch? Don't answer that. The answer is yes. Don't waste your time. Okay, hold on. Let's just leave it playing and just drop it up and down, dependent on what we're doing. Cool beans. Roman characters and their progression. Oh my gosh. I had to study this before. The Vatican linguistic shift, Pope's languages. Cyrillic alphabet, history, really fast. You got me? The origins of the Cyrillic alphabet. Oh, cool. It's not 9gag. It's just Rome Central. That's dope. Hold on. Two brothers, Cyril and were sent to Roman missionaries among the Slavs in Moldavia, in the by the Byzantine Empire. Emperor Michael III, the Pope Hadrian II at the beginning of the year 868. Okay, dope. They were born, okay, hold on. The aim of the Byzantine Emperor rather, Michael III, was clear to evangelize the people of Morova. But though my shit, the scroll on this thing actually works. Holy shit. That's my controller scrolling. That fucked me up. Okay, dope. Cyril was not the creator of the creator not of the more commonly known alphabet that bears his name, but for a more complex alphabet. Yeah, it was done by like a desire to push like faith. A lot of the linguistic shit we have that we love did come because people were trying to spread their faith.
Russian cannot understand anyone. Total BS. Russian is not Slavic. Russian is Turkic Esperanto.
It's dope.
Russian is not Slavic. It just sounds Slavic. Russian is not a Slavic language. Russian is not a Slavic language. Or here's, for example, one that I got on my vlog from Poland. So much Slav talk for not a so Slav country. Polish is not a Slavic country and neither is it a Slavic language. Close enough though, gotta love it. So yes guys, absolute truth. I'm sorry guys, I guess I've been exposed. I also feel bad for the Polish people watching this video right now. Now we know that Polish is not even a Slavic language either. Sorry folks, somebody in the YouTube comment section said so it must be true. Now of course, in the real world, it is obviously agreed by the entirety of the linguistic community that Russian is an East Slavic language that belongs to the Balto-Slavic branch of the Indo-European language family. This is simply just a fact. But why do so many people disagree with this qualification?
Way back in the past, when we had both of our, like, mortal hands.
Why do people claim
Back
that
in the
Russian
day,
is a
bro.
Finno-Ugric, Uralic, or even a Turkic language these days? And why do some people even say that Russian is a fake language that was invented? Hey there
that's
people,
just
it is your
them.
boy Roman, your favorite neighborhood Russian, and in today's video, we'll get down to the bottom of the claim that Russian is actually not a Slavic language. Truth bombs are going to be dropped guys, you are simply not ready for this.
Truth bombs? Did he cuss midway through truth bombs? Okay, that would be a good cadence if so, but like, goddamn, bro. That's fucking bananas. There's not a way up, is there? No, there's not. You can't do it till later. Not till it's like fucking fire bombs. Piss.
Your babushka is going to be shocked. Now speaking of babushkas though, by the way, before we begin I want to talk about this right here, which is the babushka plushie that I just released in collaboration with Makeship.
I want them.
It is a plush toy that is meant to resemble the classic character of the Eastern European grandma. She has a headscarf and old-timey clothes, and I actually designed this whole thing myself, and Makeship turned my design into reality. I wanted the toy to resemble something wholesome and remind you of home, so if you guys are interested in getting yourself a nice little Eastern European souvenir, and if you want to bring that cozy vibe to your apartment, then go over to the link down in the description to the Makeship website and get yourself one of these bad boys. These are only going to be available for a limited time only, so do not miss out. And also, if you get one, you support what I do over here on this channel. So yeah, babushka plushie, go get it. Now let's get back to the video. You sit, okay? You sit.
Place. Plushie. Place. Lol, what the fuck? Oh my gosh. It's stuck in my head forever. It'll be there for the rest of my days.
Okay, so why do even people
Do y'all want to hear this part? This is the kid that doesn't teach us how to cook rice. Oh wait, no. This one does. No, they don't. Never mind. I spaced. It's been a
よく
minute.
来てくれた。久しいな、狼よ。
お迎えに参上いたしました。我が主。
うむ。表を上げよ。くさび丸。そなたの刀だ。
The only tool you're gonna need in this
我が
game.
忍びよ。
Trusty sword.
主従の
The
約
bring
定
it
に
on
従
clear
い
killed me.
命を賭し我に仕えよ。
Gyoi.
And that's how we start. Gotta save the life of a kid. Kisambaru is our baby. Our one tool. Once thought lost, it has found its way back into the hands of the wolf. A shinobi's role is to kill, but even a shinobi must not forget mercy. Based.
Make this claim in the first place, that Russian is not actually Slavic. To put it short, it's because these days a lot of people don't like Russia and the Russian propaganda and they kinda want to insult it. Many Eastern European countries such as the Baltics, Poland, Czechia, Georgia and so on had a lot of dark history with Russia, and obviously with the Ukraine war going on, a lot of Ukrainians don't like Russia for obvious reasons. Since the Russian propaganda and Vladimir Putin literally claim that Ukraine is a fake country that was invented by Vladimir Lenin, and that the entire Ukrainian identity and culture is basically fake. And because Z-Pro Putin Russians like to say that Ukrainian is not even a real language and is just a funny variant of Russian, a lot of Ukrainians basically start responding with the exact same energy, when in reality saying that Russian is not a Slavic language is as ridiculous as saying that Ukrainian is just a dialect of Russian. But for some people it actually goes way deeper than that. Not of the same roots, the Ukrainian language as a nation is older than Russia. It is necessary to know history before trying to compare a handful of nations that created Muscovy and the nation of Ukrainians that has been living for centuries. Our roots begin with the Tripilian culture and continue to this day, and the Muscovites, when they were still under the Khan, continue to this day under Putin. The same with the language, we had our own, and Russia gathered a little from the peoples and created a slightly easier language for itself to perceive. Therefore, summing up, the Russian language will be similar to Ukrainian words, because they borrowed those words. So yeah, this is actually a whole thing. In Ukraine and Russia, there's always been a debate about who is the real descendants of the Kievan Rus. And it is a common opinion within some people in Ukraine that Ukraine is actually the rightful Rus and the only Rus, and that Russia has had no relation to Rus whatsoever and was actually mainly influenced by the rule of the Golden Horde. So the Mongols. This is exactly why you see so many Ukrainians call Russians Muscovites online, because the whole idea is that Russians actually stole the name Rus, and therefore they do not even deserve to be called Russians. So basically the idea is that the Ukrainians are actually the real Hyperborean Viking Aryans, you know, the real true Slavs of the Rus, and the Russians are just a bunch of random peoples, essentially a huge
Suffering is what I desire. Charmless run, let's go. I'm gonna die a lot. I don't care. I haven't played much in a while. I've kind of gotten back into the game. I spent like a day fixing input being buggy. Let's go.
Mongol horde that has nothing to do with Western civilization. Don't call yourself Slavic. You speak a Slavic language, but ethnically you are Finno-Ugric. Don't taint the name of good Polish and Ukrainian people who are true Slavic by claiming something such as Russians are Slavic. I mean, at least I guess he says that Russian is a Slavic language, so that's cool, but you get it, right? And look, while there is actually some truth to the claim that Russia was heavily influenced by the Mongol yoke, and while I do understand that a lot of people have genuine reasons to dislike Russia, I just think it's extremely corny, honestly. You know, it gives off massive fuck off, we don't like your kind here vibes, okay? And also it's low-key just racist, because the whole idea here is that Russians are not really Slavic and therefore they are inferior. Which by logic means that these people think that non-Slavs are inferior to Slavs. Which is not great, right? And this is also why sometimes you see Russians being called Mardva or Moksha on the internet as an insult. These are literally just names of indigenous people living in Russia. So if you claim to oppose Russian imperialism and if you stand with the people that are oppressed by Russia, why are you using the names of indigenous nations as an insult? It doesn't really make much sense to me. Look, I'm all for fighting Russian propaganda and stuff, but I believe that insulting indigenous people and minorities in Russia is probably not the best way to do it. And essentially the same exact logic also extends to the Russian language, which many people claim to be anything but Slavic. Here are some more good ones from my comments. So yeah, once again, we had this guy here saying that Russian is Turkic Esperanto. Classic. Russian language is not even Slavic. No, it is.
Okay, that was like beyond me funny. Holy shit.
60% of the Russian words are stolen from Finno-Ugric language, just complete nonsense. And here's my favorite actually. Russian is a Slavic language? It's an old Bulgaric Surgic with Western and Turkic terminology, to which I responded saying English is Germanic, it's an old Celtic Surgic with Latin and French terminology. I think I cooked his ass right here, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I think you did a good fucking job. Yeah, no, it's a Franco-Germanic language. Damn right, bro. Got you. I mean, he's fucking right. I'll call W's when I see them. That's a W. Oops, hold on. I need a bit more heft to my audio. There we go.
Surgic, by the way, is a language that is a mix of Russian and Ukrainian that is spoken in Ukraine. And this guy here is basically saying that Russian is a fake language that just combined a bunch of languages together. Russian comes from the Old Slavonic language, which was introduced by Kievan colonizers to Muscovites, who were essentially Finno-Ugric. Their language then mixed with Mongolian, reflecting Muscovy's century-long Mongol occupation, and hence has very few similarities with the other Eastern Slavic languages. That is why Russian has so many loanwords that are so different from typical Slavic words. For example, check these words in Belarusian, Ukrainian, Polish, Slovak, Czech. And here he lists some words that are supposed to be different, and now check them in Russian, surprise, surprise. Alright, so let's get down to it. Are these people actually right? No, guys. Once again, let's snap back to reality a little bit. No, Russian is not a Finno-Ugric, Uralic, or a Turkic language. Russian has absolutely zero relation to any of these languages because these languages don't even belong to the Indo-European language family. The Indo-European language family is divided into several branches: Germanic, Italic, Indo-Iranian, Balto-Slavic, and so on, just to name a few. All of these very different languages actually come from the same root and have a common ancestor. And at the same time, Russian has no common ancestor with Finno-Ugric or Turkic languages. So linguistically, Russian is actually way more closely related to French and Hindi, for example, than it is to Turkish or Hungarian.
The Warsaw Pact.
And just as an objective fact, by being a part of the Slavic language family, Russian has some level of mutual intelligibility with pretty much any other Slavic language. It may be easier with some languages than others, but there's always a basic level of understanding. This is the exact reason why if you're from, let's say, Poland or Slovakia, you can vaguely understand a lot of words and even sentences sometimes in Russian without learning it, because all of these languages have a common ancestor. And if Russian really was a Turkic language, then speakers of, let's say, Turkish or Uzbek or Azerbaijani would be able to understand quite a little bit of Russian without ever learning it. Or if Russian was really Finno-Ugric, then right now I should be able to understand basic words and phrases in Finnish and Estonian, but I have absolutely zero idea. But the truth is that the more you expose yourself to a language, the bigger are your chances of understanding it. I mean, this is pretty much how I actually learned English when I was a regular Russian kid. I just watched a lot of YouTube videos, I played video games, I listened to music, and I really kind of immersed myself in English. As it turns out, watching content can be a great way to learn a language, and I think it could be even better with a tool like LingoPie, the creators of which are kindly sponsoring this video. LingoPie is a subscription-based video streaming platform that was specifically designed for language learning. It allows you to watch over 3,000 TV shows and movies in 13 different languages while also allowing you to study
I kinda love when people plug this, but I haven't fucked with it, but I kinda do love when people plug it.
them. Let's imagine that I'm studying Russian. Here I am, for example, watching a TV show in Russian with double subtitles in both English and Russian. If I see a new word that I do not know, I can click on it and immediately get a translation. Plus, the word gets automatically added to a list so I can study it and look at it later. Not only that, but you also get a transcription of the entire video on the side, where you can also click on the new word and save it. Even the video playback has tools in it that make it easier for you to study words and sentences. Since I live in Portugal, I also watch some content in Portuguese on the platform as well, and it works just as great. For example, Portuguese with Leo helped me learn at least 15 new words. And later, when you finish watching something, you can actually go back and take a special test designed just for you, based on the content that you just watched and the words that you highlighted. There's even a feature that allows you to learn a language by listening to music. For example, you can learn Russian by listening to Malchat Dama and really figure out why these Eastern Europeans are so depressed. And what can I say, I really wish there was a tool like this when I was studying English myself by watching a ton of content on the internet. So if you would like to try out this new language learning experience, then go over to link down in the description and start your free 7-day trial on LingoPie. Plus, you also get a 55% discount. Huge thanks to LingoPie for sponsoring this video, and let's get right back into it. So yes, if you actually took your time to learn Russian, I think you'd quickly realize that it is a Slavic language that does share a common ancestry, similar morphology, and overall logic with any other Slavic language out there. Obviously, another thing that also connects Russian to other Slavic languages is the vocabulary. Now again, this right here is yet another part where a lot of people like to make the point that since
I'm so far detached from like my Slavic language studies that I'm just really enjoying this. Like, it's dope as fuck right now to me.
The Russian language has loanwords from Mongolian, Tatar, Turkish, and so on, right? It is actually not a Slavic language. Because obviously every other Slavic language only uses Slavic words, right? I'm joking, by the way, there's no languages that actually have 0 loanwords in this world. So once again, this guy right here said that 60% of Russian words are taken from Finno-Ugric languages actually. And this one once again said that, for example, if you check these words in a bunch of Slavic languages, they're similar. Onion, red, work, sugar, second hour, building, thank you, towel, step. And now check them in Russian, surprise, surprise. So once again, Truth, you guys, it's been proven once again that Russian is not Slavic. And in order to prove this point, actually, often people like to share these kinds of images, which essentially are tables that compare Slavic languages and the words in them between each other, right? And this way actually proves that Russian is different. So, for example, the word for red in Russian is krasny, while in Ukrainian is червоный,
This is like...
Belarusian червоный, Polish czerwony.
Sorry, I noticed that I thought was an echo, I'm not sure. I think I just caught like some artifacting. This statue is like my haunt. This statue is before the end of the game and it's at the start and I fucking love it. Fuck that death I took.
Slovak czerwony, Czech czerwony, and so on. Or once again, the word for hour in Russian is chas, in Ukrainian hodina, in Belarusian hadzina, Polish godzina, Slovak hodina, Czech hodina, so you get it, right? And what can I say, guys? I cannot fight with the facts. I guess my whole video is horseshit, and this right here really does prove that Russian is not a Slavic language.
Just bullshit.
Yes, it is great proof, except that we can actually create a table like this for pretty much any other Slavic language and find enough oddities.
Wait till someone does it for German, French, and English. Like English, Portuguese. Yeah, no, let's go. English, Portuguese, German, French, Spanish. Holy fuck, you will cry.
That will prove that any other Slavic language is actually not Slavic because it has some different words. Here's, for example, another table which compares Ukrainian, Russian, and a few other Slavic languages, except that in this one, Ukrainian is the odd one out. For example, the word for morning in Russian is utra. In Bulgarian it's sutrinta, Slovenian zjutraj, in Serbian it's jutro, in Croatian it's ujutro, and in Ukrainian it's ranok. Or for example, the word for onion. In Russian it's luk, Bulgarian luk, Slovenian lok, Serbian and Croatian luk, and in Ukrainian it's tsibuля. Wow guys, I mean, I cannot believe it. This is crazy. So I guess this table right here actually proves that Ukrainian is not a Slavic language, and I think all of us we need to start running around and commenting this in every comment section now, right? Well, not quite. But this is just another example of a table that is created to push a narrative. In the first table, where Russian is the odd one out, it's not only been compared to Ukrainian and Belarusian, but also actually to West Slavic languages like Polish, Slovak, and Czech. And these languages have a bigger difference with Russian than they have with Ukrainian or Belarusian, because Ukrainian and Belarusian were influenced a lot more by Polish and other West Slavic languages throughout history. This is why the words in these languages are similar, and Russian is the only odd one out. And in the second table that we looked at, with the Ukrainian is the odd one out, apart from being compared to Russian, it's also being compared to South Slavic languages, such as Bulgarian, Slovenian, Serbian.
We lost our arm being a bitch. I brought my own music. I give not a fuck. Wait, wasn't there another dialogue that I missed because I'm dumb as fuck? No, I want these additional hardships, gimme. It'll punish me when I don't block perfectly. Like, there's no perfect guard. There's just like there's a fucking, like, there's a appropriate way and there's a loser way. The way that I took the first time of fucking course.
And Croatian. And the comparison here is very convenient because the South Slavic languages have more similarities with Russian than Ukrainian because they were influenced more by Old Church Slavonic, just like Russian was. And this is why the words in Ukrainian are different. It is not because Ukrainian is actually un-Slavic or because Russian is actually un-Slavic. These are simply just different languages, and the whole point of these kinds of tables is essentially to create confusion, to push a narrative. It is essentially linguistic rage bait. The point that I'm trying to make is that all these languages are different because time, geography, and history shape them to be that way. All Slavic languages used to be one at a certain point, but then with the migration and people spreading throughout Europe, they started drifting apart. This is why today we have three branches of the Slavic languages, the East, the South, and the West. All the languages of the East Slavic branch, Russian, Belarusian, and Ukrainian, also were one language at a certain point, but also drifted away from each other due to historic factors. Modern Ukrainian and Belarusian came from a language that linguists now describe as Ruthenian, or less politically correct West Russian, but the word Russian here means of the Rus, not of Russia essentially. And this Ruthenian language was the language of the West Rus, many lands of which later became part of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania and the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. This is exactly where the similarity of Ukrainian and Belarusian to West Slavic languages comes from.
I've never heard of anyone triggering the item box, but I'm sure there's a way. I just don't know what the fuck it's gonna be.
Modern Russian language, on the other hand, developed in the Grand Duchy of Moscow and was heavily influenced by religious sects in Old Bulgarian and Old Church Slavonic, which is why Russian is a little bit different now. Basically, languages just grow apart and start going through a lot of changes. And the fact that the Russian, the Belarusian, and the Ukrainian languages are very similar but yet very different does not mean that any of these three languages are like more fake or less fake than others. And it does not mean that Ukrainian came from Russian or Russian came from Ukrainian or any of this fucking nonsense. But I guess at the end of the day, who really gives a shit what actual linguists and people who study languages their whole life have to say? No, I definitely think that the people in the YouTube comments section who have zero idea about what a language family even is, these people are definitely correct with their insane classifications and theories about languages. And the thing is, even if we present a person like this with all the facts and evidence, if they're already convinced, if they really want Russian to not be Slavic, they will find a way to make Russian not Slavic. And they will continue to spread linguistic rage baits in the comments. And who am I really to shatter their worldview, right? I guess these people just really want to believe that since Russian uses a Turkish word for, describing a hat, shapka, for example, right? That clearly means that Russian is actually Turkic Esperanto. I guess English is just not a Germanic language then, right? Because it has a lot of borrowings from French and Latin and other Romance languages, right? To the point where the Germanic vocabulary is kind of barely used. Yep, guys, I'd say the case is closed. English doesn't sound like German, so it has to be something else. I guess English is actually French, guys. So, English people, you can cry about...
It's basically Esperanto for German and French speakers, yeah. Basically. There's not nothing else to it. No real depth. Lots of borrow words. Now, for what it's worth, you also can't express a lot of things that you can in other languages in English alone anyways. Especially easily, without borrow words, so... you can always rag on us for needing to have borrow words just to express fucking what ought to be fucking common sense of fucking emotion.
Your beloved language of Byron and Shakespeare is actually just a poor rip-off of French. I'm sorry guys, I know it sounds harsh, but this is just the truth. Yeah guys, I just wanted to talk about this nonsensical claim that Russian is actually not a Slavic language and try to bust some myths.
It's one of the reasons that I will sometimes say that I have difficulty with Germanic languages because I had trouble with German and I had trouble with English. And English is my mother tongue, dude. I still had trouble with it. Oh. Blah. I never step dodge. Ever. Okay, go into the sword. Lol, loser, hack, failure, bad gamer. I do generally lock only for those kinds of attacks. A nice, heavy attack, I'll lock on for. That's about it. Lol, oops. Lollips. Sometimes locking on's becoming kind of a chore, so I'll kind of probably benefit from waiting till I'm midway through my remove. I want to loop on them and then maybe do it. Okay, dope.
Little bits. And look, at the end of the day, once again, I do understand why people say stuff like this. People are just not really fond of Russia these days, and people just want to kind of rage bait Russians into responding. It's kind of just a way to be edgy, and I get it. Especially when Russia is actively denying the statehood of Ukraine and the right of Ukraine to be a separate culture with a separate language and stuff. Trust me, I get it, but I just do not believe that the best way to fight misinformation is just to spread more misinformation and nonsense. But yeah guys, I guess that is going to be pretty much it for today's video though. Let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. I'm sure the comments underneath this video are going to be a lot of fun. Thank you so much once again for watching this video, and if you guys would like to support me additionally, that is financially, well, first of all, get the Babushka plushie while they're still available, and also, you guys can either buy me a coffee or become a YouTube channel member. Thank you lovely people once again for watching this video, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one.
We love you, Roman. Get the fuck out of here. Peace the fuck out, brother. Deuces, my dude. Get the fuck out. Yeah, goober. Yeah, goober ass motherfucker, you. You motherfucking goofball ass goober. Okay, what? Twitch made a statement? Wait, finally?
Twitch has come out and made a statement about the situation that happened at TwitchCon. Y'all ready for this?
Which of the situations?
Let's read it. First, I want to be upfront and take accountability for the security incident that occurred during Emeru's meet and greet. It shouldn't have occurred, it shouldn't have happened, and we take that very seriously. We failed
Not at the
both
time,
in
they
allowing
didn't.
it to occur and in our response following. We mismanaged our communications about the incident, and that includes the comments I made. I apologize to Emeru for all that took place.
Could you at least announce who you are? Like, holy fuck. Does it even allude to who he is or who the fuck it is? They don't take safety and security seriously. No, they don't. Don't let them fucking lie to you. Okay, I want to be up front. Who the fuck are you?
Yep,
Fucking
you did.
laser.
That's true. What are we doing going forward? For meet and greets, we've begun a complete analysis of the incident that took place, as well as other issues that have come to our attention after TwitchCon concluded. We're examining everything from how we do signups to the layout to increased security controls. We're also doing a comprehensive review of the event safety and security, and we'll be making updates to future TwitchCons. While we won't be sharing all those security updates for privacy and safety reasons, that's smart, actually. That's the first smart thing they've ever done. For privacy and safety reasons, we will keep our community informed about changes that directly impact attendees. We've heard your concerns about IRL streaming at TwitchCon. Oh, we read the co-tweet. Twitch has evolved over many years. IRL streaming has a part of Twitch, but we need to ensure that TwitchCon meets the needs of a variety of participants. We will be reviewing how we handle IRL streaming at TwitchCon, and we'll have more to share soon. Finally, we got clear feedback on accessibility across the event. We're reviewing that. Oh, there was a guy that was in a wheelchair and he didn't have a ramp to go up to like some fucking tournament thing, which was kind of embarrassing, right?
Again, this started with I, not a representation of who it was. No one attested to whom the fuck is writing this. It's just a nebulous, and I quote, I take full responsibility. Bro, if I do that, you have the right to shit on me. Like, especially, no, it's from a fucking corporate account. It's from, like, at Twitch. Like, we have no idea who the fuck's writing this. This could be ChatGPT. Like, legit. They could have been like, prompt, write first person, please.
And I mean, it's not a big deal. You just carry the guy, right? I mean, who gives a fuck, right? Just lift the fucker up. But like, you know, in general, it's definitely something that he shouldn't have to think about, right? It's embarrassing to have to do that. And but that's it. And yeah, can't afford a ramp. I mean, that's it. Yeah, chairs are 500 kilograms. No, people can do that. It's too bad. You get two guys, and yeah, you just lift them up, carry his ass up there, bro. Like, yeah, he ain't got no legs. It doesn't mean he can't be up there and playing the game. And what's this? Finally, we got clear feedback on accessibility. We're reviewing with our teams. You've put a lot of trust in us by attending TwitchCon, and we take our responsibility to keep you safe very seriously.
You went like, okay, in most people's cases, not everyone's. But in like random Joe Schmo that nothing happens to, bro, you chose to go to TwitchCon. Like, you were gambling from the start.
We know that TwitchCon means a lot to a lot of people, and it means a lot to us. Be on the lookout for more updates, and thanks for being part of Twitch. From Dan Clancy. Oh God,
oh, it finally said who.
No.
Thank you. You finally said who.
This is right after the statement too. Here we go. All right. Let's get it. Let's see it. What's he saying?
Not have this problem of radicalization on Twitch. It's a public forum. We don't have these private groups. One way to think of it is, if you really view this from a honest and sincere perspective.
Way to fucking try to gaslight us, brother. Who the fuck hasn't been honest and sincere aside from the way you handle incidents? Okay, thanks, bro. Okay, thanks, little bro. Prattle off some more.
These things are trying to get information, and to be honest, they probably don't know that much about Twitch. Right? They're not Twitch users, so I feel really good that we have in terms of them trying to understand this land.
Okay, done. All they need to do is play the clips.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they have to do.
So Clancy, you're seeing what we call a scapegoat. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If people don't know about Twitch at all, right? And the one clip they see is the sun saying some wild shit, they will say, this is what Twitch is. And I know it sucks.
We would get banned instantly, LOL.
I know it sucks. Yep. To get the short end of the stick. Yo, even I was in that position when back in your
It's a Better Call Saul? Yeah, exactly. That's
even
what I said before.
That. I'm not a CEO company, right? But I understand that. So, when somebody big, some crazy shit, you say, no, we don't do this shit here.
Yeah, exactly. And they do let it happen, and that's why it's so bad. I think that you definitely have, I mean, yeah, there's like the gifts from, so I'll read the comments. We'll read the comments, we'll read what people are saying, okay? Because like to me, I'm kind of torn on this, because it's like, okay, well, you did basically say you fucked up, which is what you should have said at the beginning. And,
Years ago.
you know, I don't know why they lied about it. There's other parts of this that I think are like, I mean, the public does not know the whole story about this, right? I mean, I know people have criticized me a lot recently for like vague posting about stuff, and so like I don't really want to bait and do a lot of that, but I do want to say that it definitely is worse behind the scenes than it is in front of the scenes. It's worse behind the curtain than in front. That's it. And let it boil. I mean, I can't say anything, but yeah, of course it is. Yeah. Worse for who? I mean, I guess like just like the way they treated the situation. Yeah, they treated the situation even worse than this. But there's parts of this that are not communicated. They're not public. But anyway, so they should apologize for covering this up. Yeah. Anyway, as I said, people were unhappy that I vague post a lot with this stuff. So I'm not gonna. I don't want to like start baiting and getting into it. Okay. So like I hear the feedback. I get it. My point is, let me just move on and look at a few more of these here. Time will tell if they've made any changes. Yeah, no doubt. And so they still haven't addressed the sexual assault stuff. Yeah. And so like this is what's crazy about it, is that there have been 3 instances of sexual assault that have happened. Like there was the instance with that Saeed guy, with that Nina girl and her friend, like her like weird thought retard friend that was twerking on him. And then there was also the issue with NMP, LOL, and Wake Wilder last year. And so like I think really Twitch, you know, I said it in like, I made a pretty long post about this, and I said basically Twitch doesn't care about sexual assault, they care about the optics of sexual assault. And I think I still believe that, honestly. I still do, even about this. I think that if the optics weren't as bad, they would have never made this post. Like in a way, like I think this is not a bad post, but it's also not a good post either. Like it's just like this is a, you know, a solid
Oops, I didn't
B.
see them.
And so we'll hear Twitch from response. Yeah, that's the same Zoe that Soluminati spoke out against. Of course. I mean, and also like, by the way, like actually I need to make that video. I really do. I need to make that video and talk about it before you know, it gets even farther away. So yeah, is Nina banned? I don't think so. No, it's a saving their ass post. Yeah. And why would the staff force VTubers to unmask? Like, I guess I should just. Why do VTubers have to unmask in public places? Public locations. Why are there people on your site still? Sexual assault. Actually, like, I'm not really sure how I would type this. Let me think about this. There's the gift situation. Yeah. Why would you throw away VTuber gifts? You thought they were bombs? Better put them in the trash can.
All right.
That'll save everybody. I mean, like, there's definitely that. I mean, throw them away. Yeah, why did you throw away VTuber gifts? You thought they were bombs? Like, I mean, because it's just, it's so stupid. It's so dumb. Like, you I honestly, like, the more I think about it, the more it makes me mad. Why put a bomb in the trash? Yeah.
Yeah, call the police about explosives if you ever suspect them. Doesn't have to be for real. Like, you can just suspect it and go inform them.
To throw things. I don't even, bro. I don't even know if I want to type all this shit. Like, it's just, it's so. There's so many of these questions. I don't think that I can do this in a concise way without like really thinking about it for like fucking 10 minutes to type it all out. But it's just so annoying that it happens. Just don't. Like, I'm just not even gonna do it, bro. Like, it's such a waste of fucking time. Like, you gotta word it better.
Just type, and I'll quote, there's a lot more you need to answer for. GG, done. Be done with those bitches.
Yeah, I've got to think about it more and maybe word it better. But overall, like, let me just go ahead. I'm going to give my response to this just in general, right? So Twitch totally fucked up with TwitchCon. I don't think you guys should do TwitchCon anymore. I'm going to be honest. I think TwitchCon is just a breeding ground for a bunch of weird fucking freaks to come and meet streamers. You know that there's radicalization on your platform. I mean, Dan knows that. If you don't know that, you're either lying or incompetent. In both cases, you shouldn't be. You should not.
Goes up.
Like, if you don't realize why there's radicalization on your platform and what that is, like, you really you're either a liar or you're incompetent, and either way, somebody like that should not have that job. So I think Dan has been very, like, I like Dan at the beginning. I still do like Dan as a person, but I think that as a CEO, he really just hasn't done his job in a good way. Like, you've had the viewers and the amount of people that are on the platform go down dramatically. You've had the content quality, I think, go down dramatically. You've deteriorated the product by
You've let go of trust and safety staff, which we needed desperately. To what ends? Not serving the stockholder because they didn't get it good. You've outpriced people from subbing to their streamers of preference because what the fuck have you done? Oh, not fucking helped. No trust and safety. Prices went up per subscription. Okay, cool. So more dangerous shit happens. And there's, like, fewer people to deal with it. The reports that need to be addressed, there's fewer people to deal with. It's just nasty, bro. And how has it served the stockholder? Because it seems like his speculative fucking calls have done nothing shy of fallen short and let it go to fucking waste. So, way to go, dude. Way to go, Dan Clancy. Let's get it for Dan! Dan! Let's hear it for Dan, everybody.
Injecting it with ads. You've incentivized their own users to effectively make a Faustian pact with you in order to run 12 minutes of ads an hour in order to make money, and then it causes them to kill their stream and then alienate people and make them go watch on other platforms. You do TwitchCon and you force people that are doing events into doing a meet and greet also. That has to come as a package deal. This was something that was true. I don't know about Senna's situation, but I do know about Emmy's. It absolutely was true. And so why are you forcing a person to stay at a meet and greet whenever you realize that there's so many security problems that people have and so many issues that they have? On top of that, why is it that you took VTubers gifts? Like, I mean, so there's like two levels to this. Number one, it means you didn't check the bags in order to make sure that they had issues or problems in them, something wrong with them at all, right? Because, like, basically, in order to give a VTuber a gift, you would have had to have been inside the venue, naturally, right? So that means that you allowed people to potentially bring bombs, weapons, knives, poison, or anything else inside of the venue.
Well, and then there was a booth where they could buy knives. So, I mean, any of this knife shit needs to be, like, in the fucking lens of, yeah, they allowed people to buy knives there. And, like, bro, that is absolutely garbage.
You without proper checking. And then on top of that, whenever you then disposed of those items, did you do it in a way that was actually safe in the accordance of the way that you're supposed to dispose of things that could be explosive, dangerous, poisonous, or in one way or another bad for you? I don't think that you did that either. So basically, you have people bringing in things that you think could be a bomb, and you're throwing it into the garbage can. You're just throwing it in the garbage. It's ridiculous. Put that bomb in the bomb pile. Like, I don't think that's a very good...
Like, if you had a reasonable fucking stance on it, you would have just informed the police and had them, you would have told them in advance if this was a security concern, right? Then, when they arrived, you would have made sure you, okay, treat it like you would a fight, right? What do you do in a fight that separates it from just like a proper sanctioned fight? that separates it from like just some other shit. You tell the EMTs in advance. That way, if somebody gets a fucking concussion, they have the appropriate fucking tools. That's just how you have to do. Like, I hope y'all didn't think that like fucking fights done under a belt for a fucking title were done like without EMTs or some shit. Like, you let them know in advance and they're able to prepare.
Way to do things. So there's definitely that. They were not even disposed of properly. And then this is after the staff had taken the gifts from the people that had wanted to give them to the VTubers. They'd taken the gifts and they had thrown them away.
And if it were a security concern, why is your staff touching it? Like, if you're suspecting an explosive device, you should genuinely inform the police in advance and get guidance from them. See what they say before you do. Like, think before you act, think before you do. Think before you fuck up on main so hard that you're a fucking joke.
Telling the people that were giving the gifts that they would be given to the VTuber. If anything, the gifts should have been returned to the individuals and they should have been put in a certain place. And you should have said, describe your gift. We have them in a separate area. And if your description matches what one of the gifts is, we will return it back to you.
But no, if it's a security concern, that's putting Twitch staff at risk. So that's like, no, not even. Sorry, bruh. No, because if it's a legitimate security concern, the police should have been informed from the very get-go. And anything short of that was fucking pathetic and negligent. Like, if you think that's the case, not just did you do poor explosive ordnance disposal, you also fucked up by not letting them know in advance, or period. Like, that's just lazy. I'm sorry. And they probably would have just controlled explosioned it, and it would have been dust anyway. Which, again, that's fine. Go for it.
That's what you should have done. You didn't do that because it would have taken more work and would have taken more time. Like, how do you figure this out? Because it takes 3 seconds. It takes 3 seconds to figure this out. And number two, a VTuber had air tags to dox the streamers. Maybe they were advised to just throw everything away because of the incident. If they had air tags in order to dox the streamers, they could have done a number of things to avoid that.
Inclusive of detect the air tags, but that's just a lot of onus on Twitch. So let's just say they could have handed the gifts back and he's right on the first one.
They could have done scanners in order to detect metal inside of the different items if they were worried about air tags specifically, or other types of scanners that would detect technology the same as TSA has. There's plenty of handheld technology that can do that.
Yeah, an Apple phone.
Then on top of that, you could have also told them ahead of time that we're not accepting these types of gifts because they could have air tags in them. So this is common security, right? And yeah, true, X-ray scan it, yeah.
How many steps divorced were we from reason? So fucking many, it's a fucking travesty.
And it's just, it's not their concern too. Yeah, and it is, but then you have that as well. Then you also have VTubers, like being a VTuber. Oh, I wonder why girls want to be VTubers. I don't know. Maybe you should ask Imaru. Like, it's very obvious why girls want to be VTubers. Some of them don't like, you know, they're unconfident about their appearance. Other ones, it's because of privacy. Other ones, they don't want to do their makeup every day. I don't care what the reason is. But for all of them, one of the core concerns is absolutely privacy. So whenever you have people that are coming to your event in order to promote your event and to promote your company and to sell tickets for your event, they're not getting any sales of those tickets, right? You're paying them maybe like a few $1,000s. I mean, I'm not going to say what the numbers are, but probably a few $1,000s to do this at the most. And you want them to dox themselves in front of everybody that would recognize them immediately, because it's like, you know, everybody there probably would know who you are more than anywhere else. Right. So you're asking somebody to unmask themselves. Basically, you're endangering people by doing that. And this is a company, sorry, I've been monologuing for so long it just turned off the audio and it went to sleep. So you did this here, and two options is blanket no gifts policy, or be able to check the gifts correctly and dispose them correctly. Exactly, yes. And if I was Twitch, you know what my policy would be? No gifts. No gifts, because you need to have TSA clearance for this. You need to have all kinds of other things. Do you remember whenever I said, when I used to do PO box unboxings, that I said that nothing that you will ever give me will ever enter my body for any reason, no matter what, with no restrictions, no exceptions at all? And that's always been my policy, because I know what can happen. I know this, because even a very small amount of something can be dangerous. And that's just it. It's just common sense. There's too many security breaches that are happening. No bags, provide water for free inside. Well, you could have a clear bag policy. You could do that also. You could have a search policy. You could have an x-ray thing that you have to walk through. But like that's all additional stuff. And then you also have as well, then you have like these meta level issues that are existing on Twitch. Like things like, for example, you have people that are promoting extremism, and actually like you had multiple streamers on your platform that are partnered streamers on your platform right now at this very moment on this day while you're making the statement that have made statements that were alluding to or threatening or directly implying physical violence at your own company event. How is it that you as a company are not taking due diligence to remove people that are making active threats on your platform for getting in a fight at your event? It's a joke. It's honestly a joke. And even
in the case of Twitch, the company doing it, I find the company is being a prejudiced prick.
Whenever eRob got banned for 30 days, I remember I said, like, listen, yeah, it's dumb that they did that, but they had to do that for liability reasons. How is it that eRob gets banned for 30 days because he's fucking around telling a viewer he's going to beat them up at TwitchCon, but at the same time, somebody doesn't get banned at all whenever they're a partner streamer telling another partner streamer, previously partner streamer, it's Destiny, telling them that they would kill them at TwitchCon or beat them up at TwitchCon. There's no moral North Star. There's no principle to any of this. It's just blind reactionary thinking and PR speak in order to protect a brand. This is a soulless. I think this it frustrates me so much. It does. It really frustrates me. And this is also at the same time that you never made a statement last year about Wake and Nick being sexually assaulted. You never made that statement, and the reason you didn't make it is because it wasn't popular and they were men.
I fucked up.
That's the reason why you didn't make it. You don't give a fuck about sexual assault, because if you did, you would have also banned that Nina chick for sexually holding down a guy while her friend twerks on him after the guy said himself, personally, I felt very uncomfortable for this. You have people that participated in and were accessories
I was being a cheeky shithead. Oh, that was silly. Oh, second death. Oh, second death. How do you come for me? Oh, what a bitch.
Sexual assault that are streaming on your platform right now that you've had no punishments for ever. You didn't do anything about it. And you haven't done anything about it. This is a video. I'm going to put out a whole video
this
about
one's a lot
this.
slower.
I thought it was fake. He didn't think it was fake. They only care about optics.
Mm-hmm.
Is that sorry, that's me, not you. Sorry about that. Nina apologized. Yep. No, this isn't sexual assault isn't something you apologize for and you don't get banned for. No, no, you get banned for sexual assault. Like this is not even a question. It's on camera.
Hard agree.
It's on camera. You get banned for sexual. What are we even doing here? What are we talking about?
Like law enforcement finally started treating women being
I mean, really, like I mean, and ask yourself the question:
appropriately recently.
If me and another guy
Twitch needs
held
to get
a
on
girl
it.
down while I held a girl down while another guy did something to her that was sexual, I wouldn't be banned. I'd be in jail. That's the truth.
Yeah.
You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. It's disgusting. And they had made a big statement about it and everything. She didn't apologize initially. She downplayed it and then tried to play victim to the guy. I know that. I know that. That's why we'll make the video and we'll talk about it. And I think that really, I think the leadership at Twitch is totally fucking retarded.
I'm fucking.
You guys don't know what you're doing. You have no idea what you're doing. And if there's anybody that thinks that that's not true, every single observable metric that quantitatively evaluates the performance of Twitch has been trending downward for over a year. In every single way, you are failing.
Sounds about right. The stockholders got let down. The people they extract for their human labor
goes
got
out
down.
and goes to influencer parties the day that Emmy gets assaulted at her meet and greet.
It's just nasty.
That
it's not
night,
great.
He's doing it. It's ridiculous. I'm not implying he's doing anything weird. I would never imply that. But if you showed a normal person all of the things and all of the clips, it would look really bad. But this is what I think happened. This is my honest opinion of the reason why I think Twitch is in the situation that it's in now. I think Dan Clancy is your lazy, typical Austin liberal. How do I know that? Because it takes one to know one. I think that he has probably the same policy on making a lot of decisions that I do, where it's, I'm just going to let people make their own decisions and I'm going to be hands-off and just kind of do my own thing and just, you know, kind of, you know, basically make decisions if they need me to, but otherwise let people run things themselves.
I was going too quick.
Here's the reason why I think Dan's policy of doing that isn't working. It's because Dan didn't build the team that he is putting in charge of this. So when you build the team to do that, then you can have a more hands-off policy because you've handpicked these people in order to be in these positions and you know how they will think. But what happened is that I think Dan came in and there were already these people in these positions and he applied his leadership style to that, and all it did was exacerbate the existing problems. Because now, instead of being managed, they're allowed free reign to be even more extreme. I think that's what happened. Like that's my genuine opinion of what happened. Like, I don't think that he's malicious. I just think that he's not leading the company in a way that's effective. Like that's generally what I think it is. And I think actually with this situation, it is borderlining on malicious.
I looked up being a streamer.
You never applied any leadership? Well, I'm talking about internally, privately. That's what it seems like. So yeah, explain it like this. Explains your leadership style, and his makes a lot of sense. Exactly. And like, well, Cody, like, this is the thing, right? It's like all of my mods and everything, and like my editors and everything, like these are all people that I picked, right? Or the people that like I picked. So like, there's a leadership that happens there that like, yeah, obviously like mistakes happen with everybody, but for the most part, they don't, because there's like an aligned vision that was curated ahead of time. Explain in WoW terms. Okay. You have a raid leader that doesn't make raid calls during a boss fight, but he didn't make the raid, and he just came in there to a completely different raiding team, and the raiding team that he had needed to have the boss abilities called out, but he wasn't calling them out. He just expected people to do them himself. Like, unironically, I think that's like a perfect analogy.
Yeah, I'll take it.
That's basically what it is. Who asked that? No, I'm serious. Like, that's what it was. Damn, I understand now. Yeah. And it's just, there's so many other instances. Like, for example, like you have small streamers that are, you know, like they have like 2 viewers, but they have like 150 people in their chat. Like, and this is the issue, is that there are so many of these problems that are happening on the platform.
Oh, fuck me.
That it's not any one thing.
We're gonna stay in it.
It's like dozens of things. Like, if I look at this right here, according to Stream Hatchet, Twitch's Q3 market share has dropped to 48%. So Twitch has now lost the majority of the market. They own the plurality of the market, but they do not have the majority of the market. That is massive.
Two. Meta.
Yep, there you go. And so malicious, maybe, maybe not. Well, I think it is. I think it is. That's my opinion. So yeah, have you seen the Russian VTuber doing hate speech on Ukrainians? No, I haven't seen that at all. I can't know everything. I can't speak Russian, so I don't know what they said. But anyway, so this is probably, as far as I know, the first time that Twitch has dropped under majority, you know, ownership, right, of this, which is insane to me. It took something bad to happen to a creator and go viral online to address noticeable change for the cons and safety, besides just saying security was beefed up, which was not the case. Sad that it took this point, and thankfully it wasn't worse that it was. Yeah, I mean, I just, it is like, I mean, you more issues as well. Yeah, I ain't reading all that, Dan. It's clear your last only wrote this because you're scared of Emmer's incoming lawsuit. Have fun in court, old man. Don't forget to run the 5 ads before the hearing. It took you a week to say something. How is that guy at the helm? What world is this? Yeah, okay. What about the fact that your staff forces YouTubers to unmask just to do their panels, or the fact that staff lie about someone's health? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there
because
is.
one of the staff said that one of the VTubers, her voice was fucked up, and so they couldn't talk to her. I don't think Dan probably wanted to read this post or write this post. I think he probably felt like he had to, and I don't know. I'm just very frustrated about it. And I don't know what else really to say about it beyond that.
That was like a fun skip that I forgot that I didn't forget about it, right? But I clearly forgot like how to do it for a minute, and I just kind of had to waffle into it. It's dope. I like it. Anyways, it's how you skip by a bit. I don't know to what ends. Kind of forgot why I gave a fuck. But I'm good with it. Boop. Isn't there a dude in here? Isn't there a pooty doody in here? Oh, there's a shortcut, so that's dope. Shortcuts, shortcuts. We're here for shortcuts. Save time. Play wise. Ooh, divine grass. Ooh. Some people smoke that. That's fucking wild.
We are living in the greatest massive day for the unemployed.
Picking?
Timeline of all time.
Now, I do like my Caleb Hammer time. And it's about the length of a Caleb Hammer. So he's possibly clipped some shit out. What? Like, what am I supposed to do? Some broad ripped a MAGA hat off somebody and got an assault charge yesterday, and I happen to find people inappropriate. And sometimes, like, you know, oh, holy shit. Oh, it's the post show. I don't have a membership right now. I wouldn't watch the paid content with y'all anyway. That would be an offline for me thing. Sorry, y'all. I'm not gonna help you do evil. Weeble, 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 weeble. Loser freak wants to sleep with his students? Ew. Behind the thumbnail? No fucking way. Oh, it's the Klarna one. Bro, the Klarna one was fucking Labubu Klarna person. Was like, oh my gosh, one of the fucking Labubu people was like putting their fucking kids into fucking like a horrible place. They do say it's the most worth it membership out there. There's a lot of shit. And like, you know, that's just like 2 days of content. That's like, that's not bad. They do keep busy. They work hard. I respect it. It's pretty dope. Pretty fucking dope. They're making me want rice and beans, bro. I want rice and beans, bro. This is another person entirely. There's like a lot of people who do this. Oh, by the way, lolcows should have to go on Caleb Hammer when they want to, like, you know, Tofiachu. Send her to Caleb Hammer. It would be so dope. I'd fucking love it. All right. Blue Man thinks he's the news, but he's covering Caleb. I'm the news too now, bitch. How do you like them apples, motherfucker? You like them apples? You do? You don't? Please tell me I timestamped the last thing, right? It's okay, I'm about to rage at myself if I'm a fuck up. Oh my fuck. Okay, I can fudge it. 0158 possibly? 00. Eeps. Eeps, my dudes. Eeps. I'm only getting off earlier today so I can like spend more time being a shithead. Wait, go the fuck away. No one likes you. And then this was like EMT's Gone Wild. That is totally a reasonable name for something. That works. Sorry, WestJet. It's just that, like, I like Caleb Hammer on his own, right? And so secondhand Caleb is gonna be dope.
Ross just finished on Hasan.
But if y'all want the link to this, I'm gonna watch it later, like, just probably not online, but if you want the link to that instead, there you go, have fun. Wish y'all the best, no matter what you do. If you wanted to dip to watch some content, that would be, I'd understand. If you want to support people we watch, you should go to their channel and follow them, and subscribe rather, and then find a video you want to watch and like the video once you've watched the whole damn thing. Else you're not really helping people, you're just kind of hurting their engagement.
So I have an insight in investment, and money saving that most people only dream to possess. So I'm going to show you, this is my...
I have an insight into like crying because money is terrifying.
This is my plan.
That's what I'm good at.
It's a 6-step plan, and essentially I feel like if they could actually go ahead with this plan, it would actually work very well. All right, so this is the first step. This is the second step. Then there's this one and this
Did I miss
one, and then
anything?
there's this step.
We picked up a
Let's
gourd.
not forget the final step. And I feel like if you actually follow all of these steps, they would be fucking out of the country, and they would stop being a parasite on my taxpayer dollars. Get out,
Dead.
leave, free financial advice.
I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1 point on
Well,
point.
yeah, but that's not advice they can take. That's advice that would have to be taken upon them or for them. And like, they're probably on Caleb so we can yell and laugh and guffaw while they get told how to like save themselves, and they just consistently hammer down. No pun intended with the hammer part right after Caleb hammer. Okay, a lot of pun intended, honestly. I'm kind of a shithead. You have to not forgive me. We opened the shortcut. Let me double check, because that would suck if I didn't. I'm 1,000% sure. I'm like 80% sure is what I should have said, to be honest. But whatevs. All right, dope. Dope, my dude. Dope, my guy. Dope, my duder. I can't believe I took another death off of being a dumb bitch and thinking I should push something I shouldn't have pushed. Oh my fucking piss.
I want you guys at the exact same time to give me what you think your financial score is, 0 to 10, 0 being the worst, 10 being the best, okay?
Okay.
3, Trace.
I love that he sped up Caleb, because like it honestly makes it better, y'all. Like, no offense to Mr. Hammer. Love the fucking content. But like, honest to fucking Bob, my dude. Just trust me. There's so much lovely financial audit to watch. Why would you not make it go faster so you can have more? Didn't I pick up another gourd? We're about to find out. How dumb am I? Emma! Oh yeah, I did. Nice. Based. Dope. Let's fucking go. Win.
Dos. Uno.
5.
1.
Deport.
Almost at the same time. Why, again, why 5? Why do you think you're middle of the road?
Caleb, F you, okay? I think everybody has debt.
Okay, that's not true, but yes, Americans love debt.
Not the point.
I really think that I try not to spend as much, or try to like do everything I want to do, so.
I try not to spend as much, but I still try to do everything I want to do. Yikes.
I try to hold myself back and not spend as much.
I think she lives in a very optimistic world where she thinks that, you know, everything will magically just work out itself. And like, she doesn't care about the numbers, like what the numbers are showing. She just thinks everything's just going to get resolved out of nowhere.
Yeah, so that's girl math, ladies and gentlemen. That's,
We take no ownership over that. Someone else can claim that. I suggest we call it ignorance math, because no. Just no. You can take that back. Nope. No. Nux is fine. Just not, like, no. The litany of people that try to, like, allege that they're just pulling off girl math need to go fuck themselves. Like, I was raised by a nice fucking measured lady. They can do better. All they gotta do is bust ass for it.
I'm spending all the money that I want to spend. I'm just kind of hoping
Probably.
that I'll still have money in my bank account. That's bad.
Magically.
Eres Rita Suara.
Magically.
No, you said it wrong.
But I was close enough to get my point across.
Tú eres mental.
Don't speak. I don't speak terrorist. All right, listen here, financial audit. Worst career, sir. He's close. That could have been full Al Qaeda. I don't know what's happening.
You know I'm Mexican.
I don't know what other languages you speak. All I know is I got a little intimidated. Okay, that's all I'm saying. That could have been what they chanted before the fucking plane hit.
I mean, to be fair, what do you call someone that invades your country illegally and steals the money from your taxpayers? What do you call that?
I don't know what's happening right now. Okay, that all sounds gibberish to me.
You are gibberish.
I say I don't speak squibbly splooch whenever I'm like told to listen to or read something in German. So I get it. I do call German squiggly splooch a fuckload. So I'm at no place to give my fucking bitching about this. Squiggledy splooch.
I am from West Michigan, where I saw approximately 2 people that weren't white my entire life before coming down to this diverse location.
I legit thought you were from Texas this whole time.
Nope. If you want your financial score, Hammer financial score.
I went to like a Chinese fucking middle school. Let's see. I was never in a homogenous area, so I'm the fucking exception. I don't understand homogeny. Like, I saw it for the first time, and it was like, something is amiss, but I can't put my finger on it. And then a while later, I kind of made sense of it, and it was like, oh, there's like one family that speaks Mandarin in this whole ass city. And then I immediately went and hung out with them.
Trust me, you're probably not a 5 out of 10 unless you're doing halfway decent. Then you'd be getting up there. See where it is. See where you need to do better. See where you're already doing pretty okay. See where you're completely. CalebHammer.com. It is free. And if you don't want to be like a guest who ends up on the show, download.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is the headless walk, right? So what do you do about the headless? You go to their back and you remove their moveset. Like you cut it down by like a third, just by like walking and staying at their back. It's really convenient. It's super cozy. And I like to name it Boopity Boop. Or something. I'm going to go with Boopity Boop. I think it's a good name for them.
The dollar-wise budgeting app. Sign up for your free trial. And if you like it, you can sign up for the annual version to save a ton of money. And when you do, only for a couple more months, I will okay. When people do employment searches, I mean, your record is going to show firing. On a lot of the employment databases, if they marked it as such, they will see you as fired for performance. How are you going to get another job? I don't even know. I'm concerned. 3 firings? Unless they're not marked as firings and it's like layoff, stuff like that. Okay, that'd be different. But straight up fire?
I'm not sure, but I've been very lucky getting higher.
Yeah, to what wages? Because these don't sound like,
I mean,
you know,
my last job was probably the worst one that I had. I was making like 19.
It's going down. Yeah, 19. Phoenix ain't cheap, but you guys together, now it provides. It provides. Yeah. It's not bad. But of course, on your own, I mean, yeah, I don't know. 7,700.
I don't know. I feel like that's a $19 an hour job that some American would actually do really well with if, you know, some illegal immigrant wouldn't steal it.
Dollars out of the gate, chunky.
They never admitted they are illegal. Title of the video: These illegal immigrants are fucked. All right. Anyway, moving on.
Of course, you guys couldn't send a statement because people don't know how to use anything. Who has this?
There was no statement for that one.
Always is. Who has their phone?
No, there's no statement.
There is. Who has their phone?
There is.
Yes, there is. There always is. There's no such thing as not a statement.
There's not a statement.
Dude, this is Discover. They have statements.
Look at
it.
It literally says
pull it up.
Statement summary right
coming up. It's loading. Your Wi-Fi sucks. It's literally loading. See?
Oh, I believed you. I didn't think it wasn't literally loading.
But that one,
I sent my discovery in a statement.
I don't know if you want to look at it, but there wasn't a
That's why I asked for it.
Because
I didn't know if you want to look at it.
Because if you can see on the screenshot,
what's your normal minimum monthly payment, big guy? Okay, here it is. 156. Wow, that's never gonna get paid off.
Okay. The only thing I do on credit is like I learned that having a consistent bill helps. So I put my phone bill on it. That's it. Like the thought of putting anything else there horrifies me. The thought of the banks owning anything of mine like that puts the fear of everything in me. Because like I don't think of it as my money. I think of it as the bank's money until I give them the money back. So I don't even have like right to it. It's their shit, not my shit.
It barely came up, right? Because I barely did that.
So I clicked view statements.
Oh yeah.
Then September.
Yes,
then there's the statement.
At the time I sent it,
whoa, that was hard.
There was only the screenshot.
That was a very difficult thing.
No,
that was so hard. Fees, $370 of fees. Was this a transfer?
Yes.
Dude, chunky. Why?
Chunky monkey.
Because we couldn't afford to pay it.
Yeah.
Shit, can you even afford this?
Well, at the time we couldn't. So this is when she like lost her job. So like we were gonna. This
is why 6 months. Not having an emergency fund is an emergency. You never know when you're gonna lose a job. You never know when you're gonna be pregnant and at the same time. You never know when that's gonna happen. And that is a scary combination, lady. And then all of a sudden you get fired from 3 jobs in a row.
So I had to do that balance transfer. It's not like I wanted to, but I had to do it because we weren't gonna be able to afford like all the bills for the next month. So in order,
I mean, I would have called first and like asked for hardship due to a layoff, and they would have put you at like a low, like 1% rate thing for a little while. Usually they're pretty lenient. They would have done that for maybe 6 months instead of taking this massive 10% fee out of the gate. You just got not 10%. Let's see. What was it?
Thank you all for hanging out with me. Sorry for teasing you with Caleb. I think I'm about to head off though.
Can we do that with Discover now?
They said it was 5%.
I'm just checking.
5%. You just got hit. That wasn't 5% accruing. That was 5%.
But now 0%
for a second,
which is gonna make up for it.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Is really
if you
mad,
wouldn't
man.
have had an extra fee, maybe 1%.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I gave you Nux's shit. Did I give you Caleb's shit? I did give you Caleb's shit. No, I didn't give you Caleb's shit. Oh wait, Nux put the video in the fucking description. All right. Thanks for having me. I'm gonna run off. I appreciate you all. Thanks for living. Thanks for breathing. Thanks for being you. Please have a lovely, safe day. Be kind to yourselves. Here's the OG Caleb VOD in the event you wanted that shit. Please be well. Know that I think you're epic just because you breathe. And bye. Okay, peace out. Night.